Welcome to the Dungeon Crawl Classics Road Crew game Stories from Valtara. I am your judge, Shadowfoot, and this will be an ongoing actual play of the Dungeon Crawl Classics RPG in a homebrew region of my making. We will follow a group of villagers as they seek to be more than just lowly craftsmen and peasants, seeking riches and glory through sword and sorcery, or die trying. The following is episode 2. After traveling north to identify how far-reaching the earthquake was that hit their hometown of Ravenswood, the party has made camp in a small fishing community along a large river. The party questioned the locals about the rumored bandits attacking travelers along the road and decided to set out the next day to investigate. As they continue north, will they find the bandits? Or will the bandits find them? If you enjoy these stories, feel free to like and subscribe. And now, welcome to Valtara. Alright, so from our last session, the party had stopped at a small little kind of like fishing. It's not even like a village or a town. It is just like a maybe half a dozen or so buildings. This small little fishing community right on the side of the river, and really small, quiet. As you got here, the people greeted you friendly-ish, anyways, and told you that they had not felt the disturbance that you had felt down in Ravenswood, and you guys decided to make some camp here. They told you about the bandits up another about day's travel north or so, and that they gave you guys some place to sleep, or at least a few of you anyways, who they got along with. And Pin, I believe it was you that had the wolf hides that you'd given the tanner to try to tan for you?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So you guys were able to hang out here for overnight. You guys wake up in the morning. Do you guys immediately take off the next day, or do you wait a day or two to head north?
I think the barber's ready to go.
Yeah, let's go find the bandits.
Yeah. Everybody was very appreciative of their first haircut and shave that they've had in probably 10 generations. So,
At least first professional one anyways.
yeah. They've seen the magic happen.
So you guys head out of town, leaving it looking much better than it did when you arrived.
Yeah.
And you
actually
guys
look presentable now.
Yep. You guys start heading north. The path north is easy to follow. It's not a road necessarily, but it looks like a path that's fairly easy to travel. You can see, worn cart tracks that are pretty easy to track. There's might be one or two moments, throughout the early day where you cross maybe a little bit rougher patch where it's more dirt and rock, where you might lose the path, but following on your direction, it's pretty easy to pick the path back up. So you guys head up, make your halfway journey for the day, stop, snack a little bit, have some foods, and then get yourselves back on the road again. All's pretty quiet. So once you get back on the road, about another hour goes by, and the forest next to you starts to have a hillside come up and raise out of it. As the path follows this hillside, the hillside gets steeper and steeper to where it's pretty much now a sheer cliff that goes up, varies from 30 to 40 feet above you guys. And you start to recognize this as being told, kind of the area you're getting close to where the bandits have been attacking. You were told that they attack around this corner, this bend, this blind corner, where the cliffside is on your east and the forest is to your west. So as you're continuing to move forward, what would you guys like to do?
It seems like we should climb up onto that eastern embankment and go for a ways that way, so we're on the same level as potential bandits.
Yeah, I think the barber would want to get some high ground whenever possible, since he's going to use his shiny new longbow that he won in the competition.
All right. So the cliffside,
to snipe some bandits.
The cliffside's pretty sheer, so these will be some climbing checks to get up there. So unless you have climbing gear, or unless you have, actually I don't think any of you technically have the climb sheer surfaces right now, it's going to be a pretty difficult check. So this will be it would normally be an untrained skill check, as none of you are trained necessarily in climbing. Let me see your guys' occupation. Yeah, the indentured servant wouldn't. The dwarf trapper might have some skill at climbing. I would say he could make it skilled. The mercenary could probably skill check it. Alchemist probably not. Barber probably not, and Levi the
Robert does
squire.
free climbing in his spare time.
Does he? So I would say Levi, Hundo, and Pin could make this skilled check. So you'll roll it normally with a 10. Everyone else that wants to climb would have to do that with a D10, and then you add your agility modifier.
Oh.
Oh. Appraisiness. Do we feel like this is a hard climb, or
It's a
not
pretty
so bad?
sheer surface. It looks like it might be a difficult climb from where you guys are at. You could head back a couple hours in order to try to go through the forest and find an area where you could go up, just walk up the hill to make it up there, but you'd have to backtrack a bit.
Hmm. All right, maybe I'll stay on the road then.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay on the road as well.
Okay.
But it seems like I thought we did pick up some rope, didn't we? I've got.
You've got rope,
Things
but
that
do you
go-
have anything, like there's nothing really to tie to, and then you just don't have like pittons and stuff like that, as far as I'm aware.
Is there one good
Yeah.
climber that could get up there with the rope, tie it off, and then the rest of us could climb up? Who's our best climber?
Improve that shit. Improve that shit.
Or who at least has the better agility score
D20.
modified.
Who's rolling with a D20?
So it's Levi, Hundo, and Pin, and it looks like Levi at least has a +1 to his agility.
Are you up for it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Is my fate.
And Hundo will get right under him with his 14 strength, and if he does fall, he's gonna try to take some of that the weight of that fall.
All right.
Hey.
Yeah, let's remember we're level 0, so a fall could be fatal.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll make this 2 checks to get up to the top.
Yeah, don't kill me.
Okay.
Oh.
Ooh,
All
there
right.
we go.
So your first check, you start climbing it. At this point, you find there's some decent areas to get your rocks on. One or two of your handholds, the rocks seem here are kind of brittle. So as you grab and start pulling your weight up, even though you're elf and pretty light, a couple of them will crumble under your weight, but you're able to catch yourself and keep climbing. So you get about halfway up so far.
Nice. Go, Levi!
Oof. And then the second one, the crumbling rocks start to get too loose. The earth here, while it's a cliffside, the earth is still fairly loose. It's not something that's worn too much. So you get up there and again, a rock slips out of the hillside and you go tumbling down. Hundo, go ahead and give me a strength check to catch him.
Oh.
Oof.
Oh.
All right.
Ow.
So with that,
Mistakes
you
were
guys will split the damage. You'll both take a point of damage.
Great.
Well, that's half my hit points gone.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's half of the barber's hit points.
No.
All right. So with that, you start to realize, okay, maybe this cliffside ain't the easiest thing to climb. It looks like it's not really going to support anybody's weight, even the elf who's light. It's not even supporting your weight as you're trying to climb up this surface. So probably a bit dangerous to try to climb up.
Yeah, but
Road
compared
it
to
is.
the danger of coming in under, with a bunch of bandits on the cliffside above us, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That seems pretty dangerous too.
So we can.
Should we backtrack, maybe?
Well, we can do a couple of things, right? We can line up close to the cliffs, so they really have to lean over to take shots at us if they're up there, or we can
True.
move into the forest and kind of just go in the trees and have some cover as we're going around the road.
Right.
How are we for melee weapons or missile weapons? Sorry,
I have a bow.
I've got it.
I have a stick.
I don't have a range.
I
So
have
we
a
have two. Someone else said they have a ranged weapon too, right? So we have 2 ranged fighters.
I have a sling.
Yeah,
I don't
Sling,
know if that's a
okay.
ranged weapon. It's a sling. 1d4.
I've got a
damage.
short bow. Short bow. So.
Short bow, okay. Hmm.
Well, yeah, hard to know. So either we could, the problem with getting close to the cliff is that then it's hard for us to hit them as well. Depending on numbers, I mean, if we're talking about 2 or 3 bandits, just trying to tough it out with missiles sounds like we might have a chance. But if there's 10 bandits, they're going to take us out pretty easily. I
They're
don't
gonna know this
know.
terrain really well. Might be worth
I feel-
backtracking.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might just want to backtrack and go around through the woods. Because, like, think of it like this. Like, if there are bandits on, like, both sides of the cliff, then we'd literally just be sitting ducks. Whereas
Yeah.
in a forest, we could have some sort of cover from any fire. And it'd probably be hard for anyone to see us if we weave.
And we'll have the high ground eventually too, once we get back to the spot.
True.
Yeah. It's always a tactical plus.
I mean, we're not in a hurry, right? So we don't have a time limit.
No, and I can always drop off some more wolf pelts at the dinner, you know.
Yep. Full backtrack?
Yeah, let's backtrack.
Okay.
Okay, so who's leading the way then?
I will.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a d3. All right, only takes you about an hour to get back to a point where you see the hill start to come down and level out a little bit. So you guys head off into the trees to try to find the easiest way to get up onto this hillside. Takes you just a little while, not too long, into the trees, and you can find a kind of a path. It's almost like a goat path up onto the hill. And then you travel another hour through the woods along the cliffside to get kind of back overlooking where you just were.
Yeah. We would probably want to be really alert at this point, looking all around us, hidden enemies, that kind of thing, where they might be coming from, any signs of them.
Do we want our stealthiest character or two to scout ahead?
I think
Yeah, I could try that.
I thought they
Is it-
stayed back in the village. Was that Half Pint? He was stealthy.
Half Pint, and I think Barber's pretty stealthy as well.
Barber's
Yeah.
not too bad. Come on.
All right.
I'm spry.
All right. So then
Yeah,
with
let's
that,
go ahead.
I'll go
Someone
ahead
else who's also dexterous wants to come with me.
and move you guys down kind of the corner there. So I'm going to just draw this out for us really quick as you move forward. You guys, head forward. Who is it that's heading out? It's going to be who?
The barber.
Barber? Okay, perfect. All right. So just going to draw this freehand really quick. So as you continue heading up, you notice you get to a point that looks, this is not water, this is cliffside. Cliffside there. And then...
Signal for danger is my shout of pain. Please come running.
Screech owl.
Yep.
All right. Do this
Feeling
on
very,
do this
very
on the
squishy
fly.
with 2 hit points.
We'll say these are all the trees off to the side here, the forest off to the side, and then you basically have the basic path. We'll make a brown. The path that you're following follows right along this way. This is basically like cart tracks that follow through that path. All right, so you guys are up on the cliffside. Moving forward, you guys aren't exactly where you are on the map there. You're probably back a little bit further. The barber comes up to about this area here, and you start to kind of look around. As you're looking around, you got trees up here as well. So there's trees up along this area. Go ahead and the barber, go ahead and roll me, I believe it's a D6. All right, and go ahead and roll me an agility check. This will be kind of like a stealthy kind of check. I'm going to let you roll this one as skilled as you've been practicing it a little bit. 14. All right.
Nice.
You move up, position yourself behind one of the trees and start to try to get a look at, moving slowly from tree to tree. Everything seems to be quiet currently. You don't really
Yes, I'm
notice anything.
scanning all around. Looking for anything
Oh,
out of the ordinary.
smell of smoke fire or anything like that.
No, you don't see any smoke. You don't see any signs of life. As you move up to a couple trees up here, maybe you see a spot where it looks like somebody had been, but there's nobody there currently. Like maybe there's some like a little piece of wrapping that they had some food wrapped in or something like that. But no evidence of anybody being here currently.
So I'd also be trying to look like over on this side to see like what kind of pathways, approaches they might be taking. Since I'm up high, I can see pretty generally kind of this whole area, right?
Yep. All right. Go ahead and you move over to the edge to kind of look over. Go ahead and give me a just give me
On
a
my
luck,
belly.
give me a luck. Yeah, give me a luck check. See if you notice anything.
Okay.
11. So looking down there,
Nice.
your keen vision there, you do see an area like up here where it looks like they possibly some broken branches and things like that. That looks like possibly an area where the group would possibly come out of. Looks like several people have maybe traveled through there, or a cart had been taken off through that area where there is some disturbed brushes, but you still don't see any people currently.
All right. I'd give it a few more minutes, and then I'd probably go back to the group
Okay.
if I don't see anything happening.
All right. Nothing.
And for you
seems to
guys,
happen.
this is pretty silly sight. Is you see this old ugly man who's on his belly in a suit with a fedora and a cane, just creeping through the brush. Surprisingly dexterous for his age. Yeah, I'll get back to the group.
All right, so you head back to the group. So the group's probably 5 or 10 minutes behind where you are currently. So you head back, you quietly through the bushes and the trees, and reconvene.
Yeah, so I'll tell them like there's that spot where there's some broken branches or whatever, and say either they're not planning to ambush anybody today, or we need some bait in the trap.
So
What
some
do you
of
guys
us
think?
walk the path while others watch from above.
What if
Maybe the ranged
we
fighters stay up.
got into the trees and started our own little campfire right on the bluff there and see if that attracted people?
You really want to get us killed, right?
I mean, we could just start shouting, "Hey, bandits!
Yeah.
Where are you?"
Well, we're looking for bait, right?
Get
It
us
Yeah.
seems like if we're going to bait him, we want to bait him to our best defensive position.
So we'll go with smoke
Who's the
signals.
Who's the least impressive looking of us? That should probably be our bait.
Normally that would be half pint.
Yeah.
I'd like to stay up in the high ground to make advantage of my my bow.
I think that's a good idea.
But if there's somebody who's
Yeah.
not a ranged fighter, that is okay to go down. Or like, should we split the party?
No,
That's not
Half, half up,
no,
half
not
down?
at this level.
With my 2 hit points, I shall go.
Well, maybe do that
What-
then. Make ourselves visible so that we all stay together.
Yeah, I think we
Have a
should
picnic?
stay in the cover of the trees and just see if we can attract the attention of native.
I mean, I could go here, and then I could just like be an old man who's just sitting down and enjoying some scenery
All right,
on a
I've
hike.
got my-
An old man hike.
my bow out, ready to go.
And you guys can be back in the trees.
All right, so you guys stay up on the hillside and you make your way up to the what you assume is the ambush point. And yeah, again, none of you see any people. Hundo, as you move to that tree, you notice in the bushes that it looks like there is a length of rope. It is tied to the tree.
Oh shit!
Is it noose-like rope?
Not noose-like rope. It's kind of hidden there. It looks like this tree is pretty close to the cliffside. That possibly this is a rope that's left here for them to climb up or down.
Ooh.
It's not currently hanging over the
Oh.
side. It's rolled up in the bush, kind of hidden.
Gotcha.
In the trees.
All right. So If it's rolled up and hidden, that means they're not below us. They're up here, probably with us in the trees.
Everybody look up.
Yeah,
God.
let's definitely keep an eye on the branches above us. That seems like the likeliest place.
And if I'm
moving in
over
on it.
here, can I scan the tree tops of these ones as well?
Yep.
See if I see any people in there.
Go ahead and give me a luck check. Oh, 4. Very good luck check there. You're looking through the trees. You see, them sway a little bit from a light breeze that may come through, but outside of that, you see no movement in the trees.
So they're on our side if they're going to be here.
All right, so we're thinking maybe they're going to return, and they've left some rope and a little traces behind. I wonder if it's just a matter of patience instead of luring them in.
They like to ambush,
maybe,
right? So they need something to ambush for it to be worth their time.
Yep. And, well, but they're not even in position to ambush right now, right?
Yeah.
It'd be nice to ambush them if we knew their location.
Okay.
Would we have heard in town of any caravans or any travelers coming through that we could have timed this with better?
Not that you're aware of. Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's really too much of a constant schedule.
What's the time?
At this point, it's probably getting into the sun getting ready to set. So you're just getting to before dusk.
We're going to sleep here.
Yeah, see if they're nocturnal ambushers.
Should I start humming and singing a song out here with my picnic?
Sure. I think we should. I'm gonna pull back. I think we should pull back into a line a little bit here and just be a little better defensive, because I'm assuming they're going to come in from the east here.
Yeah.
If at all. Yeah, a little humming. Let's see if that attracts it.
I'll just sit on the edge of the cliff with my feet hanging down, just kind of kicking my feet a little bit. Get out a pipe, put some tobacco in it, and just start humming my own little tune. Like I'm enjoying I just finished a hike and I'm enjoying the dusk, the sunset.
All right. So as you guys, the dust starts to come, it starts to, the sky starts to change into a bright array of colors as the sun is going down over the horizon. And you start to hum as the rest of the group tries to kind of prepare themselves, keeping an eye on the tree lines, looking between the trees, trying to keep an eye out for any movement. Let's see. I'm going to have Neved go ahead and roll me another D6.
4.
All right. And with that, everybody go ahead and roll me a luck check. Everybody but the barber.
Okay. This doesn't look good already. Hope you guys spot it.
Hold up.
All right. So I think violin, that's a miss. Hundo. Oops. I'm in the right selector here. A 13 will be a miss.
Yeah, I've got it.
So Hundo, violin, and Levi. We'll go with your first roll, Levi. All missed the sounds, but Pin and Pete, you guys hear a crack in the trees to your east. Just one single crack, like a branch breaking.
Warn people.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my shield and my axe ready.
I'm gonna get behind a tree.
All right, so you guys kind of position yourselves behind trees and such.
Yep.
All
I'm
right.
getting out my stick to bash skulls.
All right, so you guys prepare yourselves. You hear what you assume is some movement, and out of the trees, off just a little ways, probably still about 40, 50 feet away from you guys, you do see some movement.
Barber's just still humming.
Looks like a humanoid wearing a cloak of some sort, and they are coming in this direction.
One.
Guys, someone's coming. Get ready.
Does it look like the person is trying to move stealthily or sneak, or is he just kind of walking normally?
Looks like he is being somewhat quiet. It looks like he's trying to move without making any noise.
Yeah, I think he's on to us there. He's trying to sneak up on us, so let's try to jump him.
Does he smell like a highway bandit?
All right. So as he moves forward, he starts coming up into a little bit closer, and he approaches.
Who's this person?
I'm going to roll for him really quick to see if he kind of catches you guys, or if he's aware of you guys. You guys all did pretty decent on your luck checks, so this is going to be a decently high roll for him. No, so he comes up. It looks like he's trying to be quiet to get up to this area, but as he approaches, he doesn't seem to be aware of you guys. And as he gets closer, he starts to hear the humming, and you can see him kind of crouch down a little bit further and dart behind a tree.
Get him, guys.
What would you like to do?
Get him. Get him.
All right, he moves up to the next tree.
I don't know this guy's here,
Oh,
right?
yeah,
'Cause
The barber would be unaware. Yeah, if you're kind of
Right.
like dangling your feet over the edge, kind of just
Mhm.
chilling and
Is he like he might be the scout for a larger group? So like,
Yeah, so
The spotter.
I think I'm gonna confront him.
okay. So you're just gonna step out in front of him.
Yeah.
All right, you step out in front of him, and you suddenly see him basically dart, like do a back roll, dart behind this other tree, and pull out a small scimitar.
Oh,
Oh, you want to play, huh? Let's go.
yeah. I'm just getting ready to like go wild. Like I'm stepping out from like kind of like behind the trees and getting ready to just charge this guy.
All right, everybody, go ahead, and we're gonna put him into initiative here.
Ooh,
So
that's
for those of you that are new, up on the right-hand side of the screen where you see our chat boxes, up at the top, you'll see a little icon that shows some crossed swords. You can click on those crossed swords, and you'll see the initiative tracker. And you can just click on the dice next to your name, and it'll roll your initiative.
oh wait.
Oof, Bandit rolled terribly.
Great.
Did it
There you go. Yep, you
do
got
my
it.
thing? Okay.
All right, so it looks like Hundo, Violin, Pius, Levi, the Barber, Pin, and the Bandit is going last. Well, he was gonna try to run, but you could see him like turning to take off. But it looks like you guys all reacted fast enough and caught him off guard. So Hundo, what do you do?
I put an arrow as high.
All right. You attempt to put an arrow in his eye, but he dodges out of the way. In between a couple trees, your arrow sticks into one of the trees, just missing him. You move at all or stay where you're at?
Stay where I'm at as long as I've got a bead on him.
All right. Levi. Or sorry, Violin.
Oh, wait. Yep. So I'm going to go ahead and start charging at him with my stick.
Okay. Yeah, you can catch
Yeah.
up to him. Definitely.
All right. And I want to make a like club type motion. I just want to swing at this guy.
All right. So open up your character sheet, click on the little dice next to your staff, and it'll roll your staff attack. You go to swing, and again, he seems to be, he seems to definitely be someone familiar with the woods, a scout of some sort, and he is definitely dodging away out of your attacks right now.
And can I ask, who are you as I swing?
Yeah, you ask him. He seems to not be willing to respond, as you've now had 2 attacks at him. He does not want to talk to you guys. He is
Okay.
booking it from you guys. He is dodging, dipping, weaving, trying to get the heck out of there. Pete.
Okay. I think if I weave through the trees, I think I can get here.
Yeah, you would probably just be able to catch up to him as he's preparing to take off.
Okay, I'm gonna try to take his kneecaps out.
All right. With a 14, you swing at his legs and he jumps up and you end up swinging underneath his legs, not making contact.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, 14 doesn't hit him.
Yeah, he's trouble. Like big trouble.
All right, Levi.
You want to try to tie him to the tree with that rope that's there? Just run around him.
I can make it to there.
Yep.
Two trees.
Heck yeah.
Trying to
All right.
cut off his
Can you
escape.
go one more to the right?
Yeah.
Nice. Then I can
Okay.
squeeze in too.
And I'll give him a little bit of the longsword.
All right.
We're not a very diplomatic party, are we?
No.
All
We
right.
actually was.
A 16 does hit for 9 points of damage. As the other parties attack, you circle around to flank him, and as he turns to run, you catch him off guard right across the chest, and that slice cuts open a large wound straight across as he was wearing some light armor and cloth. He was trying to just be more stealthy and quiet, so not wearing a lot of armor, just super agile, and you cut him down. And you see him grab his chest, drop his weapon, and fall to the ground bleeding. Looks like he is bleeding out. He is struggling for breath right now.
Do we want to save him to, like, question him or something?
Probably
Yeah.
should, so we can at least know where the bandit lair is.
All right. Barber, you are up. You hear a commotion behind you.
Oh, like to my left?
No, just
To
what
the
happened?
west?
Yeah, to the east. What just
Oh,
happened?
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
As this was all
There's more
happening,
of them.
you're getting up as this is all happening.
Yeah, before I leave my spot, can I just take a quick glance around to see if there's any more people approaching?
Yep, go ahead and
before I
make
leave
another
this
luck
spot?
check. Doesn't seem to be anybody down below.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, so
Um,
you see the guy on the ground. You see his shirt starting to just stain red quickly as his eyes start to go weak and roll back in his head.
And my hand just drifts towards the razor blade, and I just kind of caressing it for a second with a speculative look on my face, and then I just shake my head like, nah, let's be smart about this. Is there some way I can stabilize him without having any special skill in that?
So this would be an untrained, so it would be a D10 plus your intelligence modifier.
Okay. Well, not super intelligent. In fact, I'm negatively intelligent. So it'd be -1 on this. That's a 1.
You get there, and looking at the wound from a longsword that was taken across his chest, you start looking at the stuff that you have, and you think, I don't have anything big enough to stop this. You didn't bring a bunch of extra cloth or anything like that. So looking right now, you can't figure out any way to staunch the bleeding to keep this guy
I would have
alive.
just made it worse.
Right?
Yeah, sticking your fingers in it.
All right,
I have to
Pin.
interrogate him. Somebody stabilize him.
Alas, such is the fate of banditry.
All right, Pin, what do you do?
So, since they already cut him down. I'm gonna look and see if I can see anything else, anybody else on the east side, because where there's one, there's bound to be more.
All right, so go ahead and do a luck check yourself. Looking into the trees, everything else seems to be quiet. It's getting a little bit harder to see as the color in the sky is getting dimmer and dimmer, and blackness is starting to take over. There doesn't seem to be, you don't see any light sources, like nobody coming through with a torch or a lantern. Even with your infravision, you don't see anything outside of the group you're with.
Okay. I just walk up to him to search him.
All right. It comes to his turn, and you hear him gurgle a little bit and cough up some blood, and then he seems to fade, and he is dead.
Well, that takes care of that problem.
Yep, that's it for the bandits.
Yeah.
Job done.
Let's go back and report. No bandits around.
Yeah, I don't know what they were all worried about.
Yeah, really.
Jeez.
All right, so everybody gets 2 experience points.
Oh, nice.
Woo!
So that'll be for everything.
Ooh,
all
that's
of your
level
searching to
1.
get your way up here, and that'll get you enough
Level
experience for
1.
level 1. Now you just got to get back to town to train.
Okay, I was gonna say how do we do that?
Yeah, you got to get back to town to train. All right.
All right.
Bandits done. Back to town.
Yep.
Searching his body, he did have a scimitar on him.
Oh yeah.
He had a scimitar. He had a javelin. And but he wasn't wearing really much armor. Like there was a scrap of armor, kind of as like a shoulder piece kind of thing. But he was mostly wearing like tunics and basic clothing, and like a cloak with a hood. And that was about it. So not much in the armor division. He was just an agile little guy.
You guys
Yeah,
mind if I
that's
take his shoulder pads?
He had like one leather shoulder pad.
Do you mind if I take a shoulder pad?
No, go for it.
Alrighty then. I just go and like rip this shoulder pad off this
Yeah,
guy's
there's like
sword.
one little strap that goes kind of cross body that holds that shoulder like leather shoulder strap on. Doesn't give any additional kind of protection necessarily, but it looks pretty cool.
It doesn't matter as long as it looks cool. Then it's fine.
Yeah, it looks like it's pretty well made. But it's probably something more adorned to somebody as not necessarily costume, but more of a just kind of part of a nice outfit.
Can we search for any information on them that might help us? I don't know.
Go ahead and give me a luck check to see kind of what you find as you roll the body.
Not my best.
Did you have any coins on him? I have 0 coins.
Rolling the body looks like he was definitely working here as a scout, possibly a comes up here the night before, so possibly they were going to ambush somebody tomorrow, you would think. He comes up here, gets up here nice and early, watches over the road until the rest of the group possibly comes the next day. So he has like nothing on him. He had his javelin, his scimitar, and his clothing. And he didn't even have like a small sack that you would find coins in. It's just he had basically nothing on him. He had a small little pouch that looks like it has some like dried bread and some berries, and that's about it.
So if the bandits aren't too difficult, we're perfectly positioned to sort of ambush these guys the next day, throw the rope down, and wait for the bandits to show up. But if they're a little bit tougher than their single scouts, we are going to have a bit of regret not having gone and collected our first level.
How long does it take to get back to town?
Right now, you're about 6 days' journey north of Ravenswood.
Let's go all the way to Ravenswood to level up.
Yep, because the towns you've gone by so far
Wow.
are very, very small. There's tiny little groups that live out in the woods. Like, again, one was like a little fishing community with half a dozen buildings. The one prior to that had a tavern and like a dozen buildings. And they, too, were kind of like just hunters and farmers and fishermen and nothing really of any kind of tradespeople.
What was the impact of the bandits to that small fishing village?
So they left the village fairly alone. They got most. They said that they believe that the bandits get most of their supplies from traveling caravans. They would come to the town every once in a while and take like fish, but they were never really like too mean to the fishing village. They kind of left them on their own. And the fishing village kind of almost got used to them, where when they saw them coming or something, they would just grab a bunch of fish to have ready for them so that they would leave them alone.
Seems like it's not much of an issue. We could leave.
Well, the
Like-
conservative move would definitely be go straight back to town.
This is our
Hondo
best
has-
shot at the bandits, though.
He's got a. It probably is. Yeah.
So what if we
Give it a night.
what if we try to jump these guys so they they're gonna come looking for this guy.
Yeah, they're
Right.
going to be on alert from him not
So-
coming back.
If
we
he,
should
if
definitely
we,
make the body disappear.
no. Listen up for a second. What if we post up the body like he's sitting with his legs hanging off the cliff, kind of stiffen him up a little bit, making him look like he's looking off the cliff. Then his buddies come up. They're calling to him or whatever. He's not reacting. They get up close to him. We jump out of the trees and then 300 these guys off the cliff.
Wait, hold on a second. Hold on. So, like, why don't we, like, wait, hold on. Why don't we just, like, throw the rope down to the bandits with his body posted up so that way when they start climbing up, we can just cut the rope off and they all die from falling?
That's a good
Okay.
idea.
Yeah.
Assuming they're coming from the road and not from the east.
Yeah, it is an assumption.
Yeah.
For sure.
I like the
But-
idea, though, of propping him up on the cliff
Right.
because he would never be sitting like that, so it would definitely draw their attention.
Yeah.
And they would want to question him or find out what's going on. They'd want to look into it. I don't think they'd just like turn around and take off. If they
But
saw
you don't
that.
think they'd be alerted by the fact that their scout was acting in a non-scouty
They would, but I think they would still come and want to check it out.
Yeah,
So-
besides, like, this is kind of like their whole get-rich-quick scheme, for lack of a better word. So, they've kind of, like, routine this, and you don't really deviate from the routine just because someone may be acting a little bit weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, and, like, this is for one day.
So lay down the rope like so, and then put the body at the top of the rope, as if it was like helping or something. But no, you want to put them over here so that they're out on the edge, and then we move in.
Visible.
Yeah, and I mean that kind of works in twofold, because if the normal process for these guys is for him to throw down the rope and they climb up, then yeah, cutting it would make them all drop. But if they do come up from the east, then maybe we just have one person hide off near the rope in case they do the rope thing. But if they come up from the
Yeah.
east, we all jump them from behind.
I
Yeah,
think
I
the
think-
normal thing that they do is that this guy is the one who's up in the tree where that one rope was hanging down. I think that's his normal spot where he's just watching everything. And then he's got some way to signal to them or something like that, which we don't know. And then they come in. So if he's sitting
Yeah.
on the cliff edge, then that's definitely him out of character.
I didn't. Is the rope up? Is the rope from the tree to the ground? I thought the rope was from the tree down the cliff.
Yeah, so basically the rope is tied to the base of the tree, and then it's coiled up in a bush right next to the tree, kind of hidden. It looks like most likely they would toss the rope over the cliffside for
okay.
either him to climb down or somebody else to climb up.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I really like the idea of trying to take out a bunch of them by cutting the rope. as they
Yeah.
come.
I like that.
That's
too.
worth a shot, anyways.
Yeah, should we try that then? Make it the rope's already down. He's sitting there, and they'll be kind of confused by that, so they'll want to figure out what's going on. They'll approach either way.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that might be a good thing, but also let's back it up with like some people over by the hill, so that way in case they or some of them like or in case they split their party, then we can intercept that because we only need one person to cut a rope.
I could be the one in the tree where the rope is anchored to, because that's good for my bow. And then I've got the razor blade. I can just cut the rope right there as well.
Alrighty.
right?
Well,
That's
yeah, we got
anchored to the
all
tree.
together at the, in the trees above the rope, and if they come this way, they'll investigate the body. If they come up the rope, we'll cut the rope.
Yep. Alrighty.
We have plans.
All right. So where's the body going?
That's it to the
Yep.
marker.
Yeah. Wherever, yeah, the rope would most naturally go over the edge of the cliff.
Oh, okay, the rope would go over the cliff, like right here.
Okay.
Okay, so you have the body basically sitting on the edge. And,
Yeah.
And the rope is going over the side.
Yep,
We're
we
gonna see
got
the
our
big
elf on the
blood
shelf body.
splash across his chest, though, too.
All right, so the rope goes over the side. Our bandit guy is posted up on the edge of the cliff.
Should make it look like he's sleeping instead of sitting there.
Give him like a
He's
shrub
just got
hug.
his arms behind his head and his legs crossed, and he's just kind of chilling.
This is a weekend at Bernie's kind of thing. Show some
Yeah.
sticks up his sleeves.
So I'm thinking that big red gash across his chest is going to be pretty easy to spot.
I put
Yeah,
something
put
over
a
it,
bush in front of it.
Yeah, we take his cloak.
Okay.
turn it around inside out. I don't know.
All right, cool.
Spin around, back is front now.
Yeah.
All right.
Are
So
there any good sized rocks around that we might get positioned to where if they fall down, then we could throw the rocks on top of them? Because I fell from the cliff and only took a 1 point of damage, so it might not kill them if they fall.
yeah, you got up probably, roughly 20 feet or so, and but you had somebody underneath to break your fall. So
Oh yeah, that's true.
softened the blow a little bit, and then you split the damage of that softened. There's not really any like large rocks or anything up here. There's a little bit of pebbles and basic dirt kind of stuff, but you don't see any large rocks, boulders, or anything like that.
And we've got our best eyes up in the tree, but definitely trying to spot when these guys come, right? Elves probably has got our best eyes.
Yeah, I can be one of the people. I mean, not much of a spotter, but I'm sneaky.
All right. So at this point, the sun has set. So as the sun sets, it gets dark. All right.
Try to rotate some people getting sleep, maybe. Just a couple of us.
Watches.
Yeah, I've got infravision, so I can take one of the late watches or early watches, whatever, where I can see more.
All right.
I'm trying to heal that 1 hit point as fast as possible.
Me too.
All right. So the two injured are going to try to get at least a little bit of sleep to try to see if they can recover some hit points. All right. So who is officially on the main guy watching?
You guys want me to?
I have a singular candle light source.
Yeah, we don't want light sources. I don't think that'll.
I have torches in my bag that people can use.
Yeah, I'm the only one now since Half Pint's back at the village. I'm the only one with infravision, right? Well, the elf, right?
Yeah, the elf. But yeah, the elf needs to recover a little bit. They want.
Yeah, so I'll take watch.
Okay, go ahead and roll me 2d6. All right. The night is pretty quiet. You hear an owl hooting off in the distance. You hear a coyote off to the west. Sounds like maybe a pack of coyotes found themselves at dinner for the night. It's a bit of a creepy sound, hearing them all feeding on that. But other than that, the night goes by pretty quiet. So you guys, Hundo and Levi, will recover your 1 hit point of damage.
Yay.
And, oops, clear blood. There we go. With that, then, the night goes by and the sun starts to rise in the morning. So it is just starting to come up. So what we're going to do is I'm going to change the lighting so it's morning. It's not fully bright yet, but it is starting to get where everybody can at least see decently. All right. Everybody go ahead and make me a luck check in the morning as you wake up.
That's fine. I think.
All right. I think we need violin and Pete.
Everybody was making a luck check. Okay.
Yep, everyone. Yep, everyone wakes up in the morning. So this is to see if you notice something.
Animals have been chewing on our bandit friend.
Okay. So then it looks like it is just Levi and the barber. You guys hear what sounds like a bird chirping sound coming from the north. So somewhere off, and it sounds like it's down below in the trees.
Is that a call to?
Yeah, I say to Levi, since he's an elf, and I just believe the stereotypes that he knows everything about nature. I just, Levi, is this a natural bird or something unnatural? Is it a signal of some kind? Can you mimic it? Call back.
I'm gonna try to attempt to do like a callback.
Okay, go ahead and give me a personality check.
Oh no, that's my other second.
Ooh, not bad.
Nice.
You sit there and do it kind of quietly to kind of whistle a couple times and make this sound, and you're like, okay, I feel like I got the pitch right. So you do one loud chirp, and it seems to match it almost identically. So with that, you guys then...
Well done.
You guys see off down into the trees, coming along the road, several more bandits coming along.
Oh wow.
Literally see the whites of their eyes.
Well,
I'll signal to the others. And probably you guys notice when Levi suddenly was making bird sounds that something's up.
All right, so this group
From
starts
like that
coming along. They're probably
hunting.
like 30 or 40 feet away, just off the map, as they are approaching. And it seems like they're kind of following the road to get up to this point along the cliffside.
So they passed the rope.
They have not even gotten to the rope yet. So they're up north, just off the map to the north, and they are heading along the road. Looks like they're coming this direction.
I see him.
So they're probably heading up here, right? Looks like that's the way
Yeah.
they're going. Okay.
Yeah. And we spot five
Yes.
individuals,
5 individuals. Yep.
and one of them is some kind of chaos beast.
It's just a wolf. It is a wolf.
Okay.
go.
Oh, another pelt.
Nice.
Hey, for me.
All right, as they get close, you see them looking
take
up
positions.
in your direction, and suddenly their attitude seems to change, and they all dart off to the trees on the far side of the road.
Aw.
And it's
Levi,
empty.
can you call them again with your amazing bird magic?
I guess I'll try another whistle to see if that does anything.
All right, another personality check.
Oh.
He is now officially dead.
Yep. I don't want to forget which one's which. You make the whistle call again, and you feel it's pretty accurate to what you had heard. This time, just a little bit louder, and they do not respond in kind.
Aw.
I try to scramble up into a tree and get my bow ready.
Hate it, boys.
All right, scrambling up into a tree. Just give me a quick agility check.
Please don't fall.
All right, yeah, that's good enough. There's some easy branches to climb up onto, and you're able to get yourself up into a tree where you can peer over the side, and you can kind of see the base of the trees on the far side of the road.
All right.
So maybe it worked, and these guys are waiting for some people to come by.
You
Or they're
can-
waiting for us to show ourselves.
As you're up in the
Yeah,
tree looking down there, you can see a couple of them kind of, it looks like they're positioned themselves, so they're behind the trees from you guys, not necessarily from the road. And you
Yeah.
can see one kind of like poke his head around looking up in your guys' direction. And then you see him go look back behind the tree. It looks like he's trying to call something out to his comrades.
Yeah, I think we should just, maybe if we're lucky, they'll send one guy to investigate why.
But I feel like when he sticks his head out, I could take a shot at that.
You could attempt to.
Or is that going to be too? Is that more like a mighty deed thing?
No, you could attempt to take a shot, but it'd be a pretty difficult shot as he is behind cover.
Okay, I'll wait a bit then. Should we?
Do you try to
What should we
drag
do,
the
fighters?
lead back?
I think we should wait. I mean, we've basically lost our element of surprise, but maybe they'll send one guy to investigate if they haven't actually spotted them.
Yeah, and then, hey, if worse things come to worse, then we could always just wait for them to come up here, and then we could just jump them.
We do have the tactical advantage. Hunda,
Oh.
what would the heroes in your stories do? Those tales you read while we were growing up. What do heroes do in these times?
Can anybody make fire and chuck it and try to burn the forest that they're in?
It's not what a hero would do. Burn the forest.
I mean, I do have.
I don't
a
know what
single
stories you
candle.
are reading.
We could make this happen.
And then you see another one of the bandits dart over behind like another tree. So you see some movement on the other side as they seem to be moving and positioning themselves.
Oh
Circling.
shit! Is this gonna be a? What is it? A standoff?
We'll
I
watch
know it
each
takes
other.
them 2 hours to get up to us.
You hear another more of kind of like a wolf call at this point, kind of a howl come from the trees on the other side.
I don't know, girl. Should I howl back?
We kick
Oh,
off
they
the
do.
corpse and see if the wolf goes for it.
Yeah,
Well,
I think
the
they'll know
wolf-
what's up if we kick the goats over. They're probably sending the dog to investigate, so let's try to silence it.
Yeah. Think it goes for the corpse if we kick it off the cliff?
No.
Okay.
Well, I mean, that's clearly they're pissed off. In fact, it's probably signaling to some larger part of those bandits. I would guess.
Maybe we should both.
Run.
You guys hear a crack in the trees to the east.
Oh,
Oh no.
excellent. They're coming to
Alright.
us as we planned.
We should have headed back to Ravenswood.
Go ahead, and anybody that's looking to the east, go ahead and give me a luck check.
I'm in that tree so I can see everywhere.
All right, those of you who succeeded in your luck check, which I think is most everybody but Levi there, Levi and Violin, you guys don't see it, but those of you who did succeed, you see a deer kind of dart off through the trees.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
just dinner.
Shoot it! Shoot it! We need some dinner.
All right, I'll shoot the deer. Maybe it draws out the wolf. If not, we have some dinner. Should I go for it?
It's pretty difficult shot. It's
Okay.
already darting off through the trees, and it was a pretty decent
Alright.
distance away already. So, so just a little bit as you guys are looking at the deer, the group on the other side seems to be moving again, and having not heard a response to the wolf call, seem to be backing away into the trees further, out of sight, and you guys have
Where
lost
is the wolf
sight
call?
of the bandits.
I didn't hear them make a wolf call.
Levi, can you make the sound of a wolf? You can make all of the animal sounds, yes?
Oh, not so much.
No,
No.
this
You're
one.
limited to birds. I see.
You go to give the call, and it definitely sounds like a dying animal of some sort. All right, it's
We will lose them.
getting to be a
What should
little
we
bit
do?
more
Down the
morning
rope
as
and
the
chase?
sun is coming up.
Should we scramble down the rope and chase them? or we'll lose them. Keep up.
Yeah, we either give chase or we let them go. Then we would have to.
Yeah, I don't think chasing after them is a very good idea. Maybe we can try our damsel in distress thing from the cliff top, but I don't think that's going to convince them either. I don't know.
I think we've played that gambit.
Yeah, I think we need to chase them.
Either we chase them or we let them go.
I'd say let them go.
Yeah, I vote for let them go.
We let them
We
go.
be-
We should go back to town and then regroup and come back because they're going to be spooked
With
for
level
3
1
days.
skill.
Yeah.
Yes, we need to train more and become tougher, and then we can take on the bandits.
Yes.
Ravenswood.
All right, you guys leave this Bernie up here on the edge.
I kick him off.
Kick him off.
Yeah.
Kick him off. And he lands down on the ground with a thud, and just you hear a crack. I'm like, ooh, that didn't sound too good.
Wolf food.
Message to the rest of you bandits.
Yeah, exactly.
Be back.
Anyone just
Alright.
want to take the rope?
You guys take the rope.
Sure. Yeah, it'll be a free rope for us, right?
All right.
Yeah.
So that is 50 feet of rope for somebody. Who am I putting it in?
Can I have it?
Yeah, you take it. You
Okay.
thought of it.
All right.
All right. So rope 50 feet going in your inventory. So you have that now. All right. And you guys begin heading back. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of all this clutter here on the map.
We're definitely cognizant of the fact that we might have some people tracking us now, so we're definitely keeping an eye on that. Our 6.
Yeah, we'll need
Yeah.
watches. Watches at night for sure.
Did they even see us, to be honest?
You're not sure?
No, but they're
Oh.
certainly after we've left, if they're kind of any kind of town, they're gonna get up there, see footprints, see a battle scene, and they might.
They'll probably have someone tracking us or following us,
Yeah, they
even
might be.
if it's just with the wolf.
Have all depends on numbers.
So I
Yeah.
propose that the 2 toughest, one in the front and one in the rear.
Sure.
Okay.
Me in the middle.
I think that's me and violin. 2 toughest.
Yep.
Oops, so you all selected. Okay, so you guys are going to kind of move into a position. You want pin or violin in the front and back?
Yeah.
I'm
do you
doing
want-
violin or warriors, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you want the back or the front violin?
I'll take the front.
Okay. I got the rear.
Alrighty.
All right, so
I'll
you
be
guys.
in the middle.
There we go. There's your guys' marching order. All right. So you guys start heading back. You guys pass by the small little fishing group there. You stop there to communicate. It takes you basically a day to get back to that little fishing area.
We got
Yeah,
one.
You tell them that you got one, and you can see like visible worry on their face.
Yeah, we should maybe not tell them because, well, I guess it's too late. But the bandits might shake them down, and then that group. They'll have
Can
descriptions.
does the village have some sense of the size of the bandits? Party?
You ask them. Go ahead and give me a luck check. Just the one of you. All right. With an 8. So they tell you that usually a group of about 6, along with a wolf, will come into town when they do come and ask for food. It's been a little while since they've come in, but usually when they ask for food, it seems like they take more than 6 people worth of food.
Alright,
It'll be
That's
5
it.
now.
so we didn't see all of them.
We saw 4 and a wolf, right? And then the guy was killed. So
Yes.
I got 5 and a wolf.
Yeah, 5 if you count the one that died.
So there's
Well, if
more.
they ask, tell them the barber sends his regards.
Well, what if we explain to the village that we'd like to see if these guys are coming following us. Maybe we can spend the night here and try to stay out of sight and see if these guys. Yeah. So,
Not a bad plan.
All right. They say that you can stay in the same like unused hut again tonight. So you guys could all kind of like pile in there. You won't be able to lay down as it's fairly small. So you guys will have to kind of like, sit along a wall or something like that to sit upright to rest and stuff like that. But you could all pile yourselves and pack into that small little hut.
If we set
No,
up
we-
watches, then we could have the rest of the people be comfortable in there, right? Like have some people outside doing watches.
Yeah, you probably need at least
You know-
2 or 3 people outside to be able to relatively comfortably lay down inside.
And yeah, we need watches because we're just sitting ducks in the middle of that hut for those guys to attack.
No 2-story towers in this
Yeah.
little fishing village, I guess. Is the village surrounded by trees?
Yes.
Or they're better off watching trees outside of
Do 3 and 3. Watch of 3 while 3 sleep. 6 of us, right?
Yeah, so the way the village is set up is the river is on the eastern side. There's a few trees along the river, but those are pretty sparse, but they're big trees. And then you have a clearing where there's these like 6, shacks, and then maybe 15 to 20 feet from the shacks is where like the tree line starts to completely surround this little village. There's not even like a road or path necessarily in, just like footpaths.
Well, all right. The problem with putting watch out is that that gives them if the bandit party is approaching, it gives them something to spot. I think we're either better off staying hidden in the hut altogether, or maybe out in the trees to the west. What does other people think?
So-
I'm good.
Fine either way. If they come, they come, and we'll deal with them
Yeah,
as we
but
did their comrade.
But the thing is that we are all still level 1, and we might want to sleep in the trees because, one, if we sleep in a hut, then, and if the bandits are that well known in the town, then they might just turn on us, and we'd all be cornered in one single location. Whereas in a forest, we could have a chance to spread out and like hide in the woods or something.
We want to
Yes.
even not stop and
Exactly
just
right.
keep marching through the night.
We keep marching.
They wouldn't expect that.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm gonna check and see if my wolf pelts are ready before I go though.
I would say that she was able to get one of the wolf pelts ready. The other one she hasn't been able to get to yet. She doesn't have like multiple tanning supplies, so she was able to get one ready in basically the 2 days it took you to travel out and travel back.
Oh. All right. Well, I'll take the one.
Okay. All right, so I will put a wolf pelt. You already got it in your inventory. You'll have one full wolf pelt prepared and ready to go. We'll say that's worth roughly. You assume it's worth about 10 silver.
Okay. I'll take it. Considering I'm broke.
All right.
That's a fortune for us. 10 silver.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So yeah, it was a large wolf too. So it's a pretty large pelt, and it looks like she did a pretty darn good job tanning it there. So this could definitely be turned into a blanket or a cloak or something to help fight through the winter. All right. So you guys are gonna continue marching through the night then?
Yes, I think so.
We should, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
As you guys are heading along, let's see. Hundo, I don't think I've had you do 2d6s yet. So as you guys march through the night, Hundo, go ahead and roll me 2d6. right. It is night as we are moving along.
Lowe's seems to have gotten us past things for us, so.
And as we are moving along, go ahead and roll me that luck check.
Everybody or
Yeah, everybody can roll the luck check here for this one.
Okay. Rushing these luck checks.
Let's see. That's a fail for violin. We got Pete succeeds.
Wait,
Barber
hold on.
succeeds.
A second.
Hmm?
How you roll like in luck checks and stuff like that?
Double
on
click on
the
your
word
character
luck.
token. It'll open up your character sheet, and you click on the word luck, and it'll roll it for you.
Oh, I've never done that.
That's okay.
I've just been rolling a d20.
It's fine.
That's
Your
me
luck
too.
check, yeah, you're trying to roll underneath your luck, so it's fine. It works either way. But yeah, if you actually click on the luck check, it'll roll it there for you.
Okay, there
So
it is.
And yeah, that's when it shows green or red.
yep. So I'll take that one.
Oh, okay. Oh, so that's how luck works. I was so confused because I was like, wait, hold on a second.
Yep, yeah. Click on those little icons, and it rolls those things automatically. Applies your plus and mods and all that kind of stuff. So, all right. So with that, just a couple of you hear another kind of skittering noise in the trees around you, and coming out of the trees. Do you guys have a light source lit?
I have a singular candle.
With torches, right? One of us could.
Oh wait, I thought I did. But no, I don't.
I have torches.
Infravision.
I need 2 hands for my bow. Is there anybody who only needs 1 hand?
I could
Hello?
hold.
Again, I have a candle and a stick. I got the.
That's something.
All right. So who's lighting a light source? Or are you fighting in the dark?
Someone only need 1 hand to fight?
I can probably fight with one hand with a long sword, but I don't have
I
a sword.
can fight with one hand with a stick/staff.
Someone will pass me a torch. I will light it.
Yeah, I've got torches. You're welcome to them. But he's gonna.
Yeah, I'd like a torch too, please.
He likes to jump on his bows.
Okay, so we could say that Violin leading the pack had a torch or was given a torch by one of you guys.
Makes sense.
So as you guys are moving forward through, Violin leading the way with his torch and his stick, you hear some rustling and 3 giant rats come out of the tree line, the bushes up ahead of you. So everybody will be in initiative. So you guys can go ahead and roll your initiative.
Not crushing the initiative rolls.
Mm.
All right. So with that, got Pete. You got your initiative roll there really quick.
Rat. We're the rats. Oh.
Pete, we got your initiative.
Maybe he's AFK.
Sorry.
There we go. He ended up at the bottom anyways. He had time. All right. So beginning combat, looks like the rats are up first. So they, they're a little bit further away from this at start. So they scurry and get a little bit closer, but don't quite make it up to you guys on their turn. So this one's a little bit further back. They scurry up to kind of get in front of you guys, and with that, Pin, you are up.
Okay.
No. Oh, damn it.
All right, so I'm gonna move up to.
Under the
I'm gonna move up to this first rat and take a swing.
All right. A 14 will hit for 6 points of damage, and that is exactly their
Nice.
health. You smash this first rat, and he goes down.
I don't like rats.
Yeah.
EverQuest vibes here.
Nice shot. Well done.
All right,
So
yeah.
close.
You come up, what is it? You have your trusty hand axe, and you bring it right down on the rat's skull and just crush it. And it lets out a little squeak and then goes silent as it falls limp to the ground. All right, Hundo.
All right, I put an arrow in the rat's eye, the furthest rat.
All right, taking a shot at the far rat. Oh,
Yes.
yeah, you feel quite confident there. Your 16 is going to hit, and for 3 points of damage. Wait, that was your D3 for your D die, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
which I'm 0 level. I should be
Yeah.
rolling that.
Don't have your D die. That's fine, though. So you do your 16 plus your agility, which is plus 0. So, yeah, the 16 still hits. So go ahead and roll damage for that. And that is going to be 5 points of damage. You stick it right in the shoulder. It kind of rolls from the impact, but is still up and fighting. All right, Violin.
All right. So I'll come up to this next rat right over here. And I will attack it.
All right.
There we go.
You
Aw.
go to swing, and this one dodges out of the way, your stick hitting the ground. All right, the rats are up. This rat is going to scurry forward, and
Yep, that's
it's
about
going
right.
to take a bite. That is going to be a miss, though. A 7. As it goes to try to bite you, you wave the torch, and the fire seems to scare it away enough that it misses its bite. All right, Levi.
Well, I'm gonna run in for backup.
Thank you.
Attack this rat.
A 10, not quite enough. You swing and miss as this rat dodges out of the way. All right, Barber.
The barber will rush in on this side and moving strangely quick for an old man. He just darts lightly across the ground, gets up beside this rat here, already has his long steel razor blade out, and see what he can do with it. Don't know why.
Bringing the razor blade across, you go to
Nope.
swipe at the rat, and you end up hitting the arrow that is sticking out of its side.
Oh,
I need more practice.
that might be even worse for the rat.
You hear it squeal with a bit of pain, but it is still up.
Not good enough. Must do better.
All right, Pete.
Alrighty. Let's dogpile on this one here.
Nice.
All right, you join the group with piling on this one and are able to smack this rat, and you hear another squeal as with pain, and this one too falls limp to the ground.
Nice.
Dead.
All right, back up to the top of the round. We go
We'll be
with our
level
dead
2 by the
rats.
time we get back to Ravenswood.
And finally, our last rat that is standing here. It is going to make another bite attack at our warrior in the front line. Oh, that was almost a good hit, but nope, it misses. Again, tries to bite at you, and you're able to dodge out of the way. You lift the leg that it was going after, and it bites air. Pin.
All right, so I am going to take up a flanking position, and I'm gonna swing again.
Oh. Nope.
Nah.
All right, this time you come around, and as the rat was biting at the warrior, right as it goes to lunge forward, you swing, end up hitting the dirt right behind the rat, almost clipping its tail, but just missing. Hundo.
Shoot it in the rat face.
Oof, a 9. Let's see. Go ahead, and you are firing into melee. Who has the lower luck, Pin or the warrior? I think you both have an 11, so Pin and Violin. Go ahead and roll me luck checks.
Oh.
The hell, Barber or Pete or wait, who?
It's
is
Hundo.
it?
It's Hundo.
Oh, Hundo.
Warrior, go ahead and Violin. Go ahead and roll me another luck check. Violin, you there? Violin, we lose you.
I think she's avoiding the luck check.
All right,
Roll it.
Hundo.
Suddenly my internet dropped. Oh,
Hundo, go ahead and roll me one more attack with your bow. It's going to miss either way.
Nice.
So this other shot, so you do miss completely. It goes sailing between your two comrades over the rat and hits harmlessly into the dirt on the far side.
I just glare back at Hundo.
All right. Violin, you there for us? If not, we'll skip and move on, and we'll come back to his turn. All right. With that, then, Levi, you are up.
All right, I'm gonna take another swing. Taste Mithril.
nice.
All
Nice.
right. You move forward and swing at the rat, and with 6 points of damage, you finish off this rat. All the rats are dead. All right. So with that, everybody go ahead and give yourselves another 2 experience points.
2. Nice.
Yes.
Cool.
All
I'm
right.
gonna skin him for pelts.
You try to skin him for pelts. Okay.
Yes.
So who is it
I'm gonna
that's
try to
doing?
do what Half Pint showed us last time, how to get some meat from the wolves. I was paying attention, so I'm gonna try to do the same thing that he did.
All right. So for the pelts first, go ahead and they're giant rats, but they're not like human sized, so they're like cat sized basically. So go ahead and roll an agility check for skinning the pelts. Who is it that's doing that?
Pin.
Pin. Okay, yeah. So Pin, being a trapper, you've got the skill. You can do that with a d20.
Why did? Oh, okay. I just roll a d20 then. Okay.
No, you can just roll your agility.
Yeah, it just wouldn't for some reason.
Oh, it wouldn't work.
Didn't remember it. Let's see.
Yeah, you're +0, so d20 works too. All right. With a 10, you get one of them comes off pretty well, so you'll have one good rat pelt, one kind of damaged rat pelt, and then the third one it was too damaged from the fighting to really get a good pelt off of it.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead and add these to your inventory. One large rat pelt, and then you'll have one large rat pelt damaged. Okay, and then it was Barber was going to try to get some meat off of these guys?
Yeah.
All right. So again, I'll give you, because you watched and you're trying to remember what the Half Pint had did. Go ahead and roll this with roll it with a D12.
What am I rolling?
Agility. So it'll be D12
Agility?
plus
Okay.
2. Yep, D12 plus 2.
All right. One sec. 12. All right, and then a +2 on this.
All right, so an 8. So you
Plus
get.
my natural, so 10.
Sorry, what was that?
I have +2 and then another +2, right? So 10.
No, the D12 is kind of your +2. You're not skilled in it, so it'd be a D10. So I bumped you up to a D12, and then
Gotcha.
+2 for your agility. So it puts you at an 8. So with an 8, you get enough meat for you guys to cook, like, for each of you one time. So you guys can basically skewer a couple of rats and cook it up enough to chop off some pieces. And you guys can eat that immediately if you guys wanted to stop and make camp for, a meal really quick and before you move on.
Cool.
Excuse me.
Rat steak, anyone?
All right. So you guys get a small little snack there as you guys stop and recover from that fight really quick, and then you guys can continue on your way. So we'll put you guys back into your marching order. I don't remember the exact order. I think something similar to that. I could be wrong. All right. So you guys continue marching through the night. The rest of the night goes fairly smooth. So the sun comes up in the morning. No more need for the torch.
How long will it take us to get to the next settlement?
The next settlement is probably another 2 days away. Or at this point, another day away.
So
All
we'll have
right.
to camp.
Hear me now?
Yep. Yeah, we got
Yeah.
you.
Okay, my server decided to tap out for the past rest of the fight.
That'll happen. It's all right. We made it through. And you didn't get
All
hit by Hundo with his arrow.
Yay.
All right, thank you for not shooting me.
Yay.
All right, so you guys are able to travel pretty smoothly the rest of the way to the next little village, the one that had the green inn.
Yes.
And you guys know it's another about 2 days or so travel back to Ravenswood from this point.
Is there a drying rack at the green?
Doesn't seem to be a tanner of any kind here at this one.
All right.
We should sleep here though, right? Because we haven't slept yet.
Yeah, you guys are probably getting pretty tired at this point.
Yeah.
Been kind of going nonstop. You guys probably stopped and took an hour nap here and there just to give you guys some rest and recovery. But a long rest has not been taken. So you guys are on the edge of suffering some exhaustion there. So coming into this area, there's
I think
not
we can risk it.
there's not like a free hut to use this time, but the tavern owner says, for 2 copper pieces, I'll let you guys sleep in the tavern, and you'll be fine from there.
Nice.
Having 0 coppers, I will counter with a free shave and a haircut.
He accepts that.
All right.
Oh, there's someone more broke than I am.
I spend all my coppers.
All right. So you guys make it here. You guys stay in the tavern. You guys have food and water and things like that. So you don't need to buy necessarily anything to eat or drink, but you are able to spend a couple coppers and have a place to sleep overnight. You guys are kind of, sleeping either on the floor or sitting in a chair at a table. And you guys make it through the night just fine. Waking up in the morning, feeling fairly refreshed, you guys are ready to move on.
Feel that level 1 calling, team.
So you guys travel the next 2 days. Let's go ahead and Levi, roll me 2d6 for these next 2 days of travel. All right, next 2 days of travel go by pretty smooth. Weather stays pretty fair, no rain or anything like that. It is still, just past midsummer. So you guys are able to make it back to the edge of Ravenswood. As you guys approach, you see that a lot of the town has already started to come together to repair a lot of the damage from the shaking that had happened going on almost 2 weeks ago now. What do you guys do as you approach town?
I guess we should report. We were on a mission.
About the earthquake.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just might wanna.
All right, so you head to kind of the unofficial town hall, the Count Timberfell's manor, off in the city here, and knock on his door. And a servant lady comes and answers the door. Yes, may I help you?
Yes. So who is this person? I forgot who
Uh,
this person is.
Count Timberfell is kind of
Okay.
the mayor unofficially, but he kind of self-appointed mayor. He's basically the richest person in town. And yeah, so there's a servant comes to the door of his manor and asks who you are.
Oh yes, we're just reporting our successful return on the task that Mayor Timberfell sent us on. If you could let him know that we have returned, ready to debrief.
I will let him know. And she closes the door, and you hear her footsteps fade off into the distance. And then you probably about 5-6 minutes later, you hear some footsteps coming back, and the door opens, and the servant waves you in. Please come in, come in. As you step inside, everybody going inside.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody steps inside. Then she walks you through the main foyer here, and it's a large open area. There's two staircases to the east and west side of the room that go up to meet on a single landing. It looks like it's to the second floor. There are a couple, like there's a large stuffed bear in here. There's an elk head like on the wall, and it's very ornate in here. A lot of the pillars look like raw tree trunks, like almost like trees are naturally growing in here. And you guys know that Count Timberfell runs the timber business out of the northern town. So it's very loggy kind of timber kind of feel to this area. She walks you down past underneath the second floor landing through a hallway. As you go into this area, it looks like it's a study of some sort. And sitting behind a large desk is this large, affluent man. He is wearing very fine clothes and robes. There are several chairs positioned around the desk in front of him. And to one side, you see a large fireplace. There's a small fire burning. It's not super large. It's, again, midsummer. But they keep the fire going to boil like tea and stuff for him immediately right there. And she says, please, take a seat, take a seat. You are the first to return. What news do you bring?
Well, we have successfully completed this expedition that you sent us on, and we've been to Green Tavern Settlement, and they have also experienced the shake, although somewhat diminished compared to Ravenswood. And then we proceeded on to the next settlement beyond that, but they did not suffer the effects of the shake. So it seems to be more localized around this location, is what we could understand of the situation.
Okay, so didn't go too far north, so it's either centralized here or came from a different direction. Good. Okay, that's at least it's interesting news. I don't know if good is the right word for it, but it's at least gives us some idea of where to look for the disturbance and what may have caused it. Very good, very
Would you
good.
like us to proceed in a radius around Ravenswood and look in the south and the east and the west?
We sent off several other groups to go look in other directions, so hopefully they will report back soon, and we'll have a little bit more information of what happened. And with that, you see him pull a drawer open next to him, and he pulls out a sack, and he starts like counting something out of the sack, and he will create basically a stack of 5 silver coins for each of you on his desk. And he's like, as payment,
Yes.
please take these coins. So you guys can go into your inventory and add 5 silver pieces.
Splendid, splendid.
I'm not broke anymore.
Yes, let us know if you need anything else done.
Yes, as soon as I get any more word, if anything else comes up, I will reach out to you and let you know.
Just
Thank
happy to have been
you.
of service.
All right, so I'm going to give everybody, for the traveling up and all the travel time and all that kind of stuff, everybody go ahead and give yourselves another 6 experience points.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, level 10 or level 1.
That'll at least make everybody level 1 for now. At least everybody that's still here. And with that, you guys are, you guys probably discuss and have a little bit more conversation here. But he tells you that repairs are well underway. He's, had a shipment of lumber arrive lately that he's decided to hold and not send on to Tide Watch or Tide March. And he's going to use that lumber here to help do a lot of the repairs and things like that. And he said, there'll be a small tax on the city to pay for that lumber, but nothing too substantial. But he wants to make sure that he gets everything back up and repaired. So you can see that these repairs are well underway. Most of the buildings have already at least had any debris and clutter removed, and a few of them have already started to build right back up. Any supports that needed to be built up, and repairs are looking a lot better here. People are in good spirits. All right. Cool. So with that, is there anything else anybody wants to do before you head off to do your leveling up?
I'm gonna see if I can sell my wolf pelt and 2 rat pelts.
Okay. Go and look around for someone to sell it with. You can definitely find someone to barter with for it fairly easy. Trying to find someone to just specifically sell it to would be probably slightly more difficult, but definitely doable. Which route would you prefer to go with?
Actually, I'm going to amend my last statement.
No
I
problem.
want to find someone to take my wolf pelt and turn it into a cloak.
Okay. So you could definitely find a someone who works in making like cloaks and turning animal pelts into something wearable.
God damn it!
I can hear you if you're there. All right. He says basically as payment, if you wanted to, he could turn the wolf pelt into a cloak for you for the cost of the 2 rat pelts. You could pay him the 2 rat pelts to turn the wolf into a cloak for you.
Done.
All right. So being fairly small, the wolf pelt is definitely there enough there to make it for you. So he makes this probably takes him a week or two. So during your training time, you'll come back and pick it up, and you will have a nice wolf pelt. The pelt doesn't have the head as kind of a cloak, but there was enough material there to make a cloak out of the pelt. So it's not quite like you have the wolf head on top of your head, but
right.
It's a decent cloak, and definitely will definitely provide some warmth too when the winter comes.
Yep.
So we'll go ahead and change that. Your rat pelt's gone. Your rat pelt is gone. And you will now have a wolf cloak. All right. All right. Anything anybody else wants to do?
Barbara's just gonna head off and train.
Okay. All right, then we will start at the top and work our way down as we work through our training. So welcome to training in Valtara. So for this, I already put together kind of the rules on how this kind of thing will work. I did post a question, so I'm not sure if you guys started thinking about it or not. If you guys had like a theme for how you wanted to level up your character and follow those kind of things. So starting with the barber. What specifically would you like to train? I know you're training in a thief, but what specifically would you like to train?
This is pretty easy for him. So he goes back to his house, and on the outside it looks like a normal domestic house. He was a family man previously, but inside he just starts renovating the entire place inside, the basement, certain rooms, and particularly the basement. And he sets up a series of strings all over the floor that are crisscrossing lots of complicated patterns, and he's got bells attached to them. And he practices moving as quickly as he can through the strings without touching the strings and ringing any of the bells. practices sneak silently. And besides that, the only other thing he practices is he's got some mannequins from the local tailor that were maybe disposed of, and he saw them one day being disposed of. He just grabbed maybe at least one of them, and he just practices while he's moving through these strings. He ends up behind the mannequin and just quickly brings the razor into a backstab, and he's just practicing how to be a better killer because he wasn't impressed with his performance on the road, and he thinks he needs to do better.
Okay. So with that idea in mind, so you have to find somebody to train you to do that, but it's definitely doable. So you know that over in the port quarter, there is a tavern called the Captain's Wheel. It is run by a halfling, and it's known for having kind of like thugs for hire. So there are some shady characters that definitely come through that area. So you could definitely find someone there to, you spend some time with them for like a week or so, kind of discussing some tips and tricks on how to become better at your, thieving skills and your backstabbing and all these different kind of skills and abilities. And he gives you these ideas of how to train. So then you go.
What was the name of the quarter? Sorry.
What was that?
What was the name of the quarter?
It's the port quarter.
Port quarter. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So in the map for Ravenswood, you can see that. So you head over to the tavern. You spend a week or two with this person, getting to all this ideas and stuff like that. And he says, you know what? I'll give you all this information. Just if I need your help in the future, just you be at my call if need be. So no additional coin is necessarily needed at this point for all this information that he's giving you and the training. So you head back to your place and set it up, and you go through your training and things like that. So I came up with a few ideas. You can come up with your own if you would like. So I kind of put like a thief. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll a series or a check specifically to train in one of these kind of things. If you roll basically an 18 or better, you'll get this additional kind of like bonus to your level up. Okay. So some of the ideas I came up with is you can train in reflexes to gain like a 1d3 reflex save against traps, ranged attacks, and area effects. This would be kind of like a once a day kind of ability where you can, if you fail a check, you can roll a d3 to add to that roll to see if you can get that bonus to make it a success. You can train a skill to gain like an additional 1 in that skill. So that could be like your backstab, your pick locks, those kind of things. Once a day, disengage from melee combat without allowing an opportunity attack. So kind of do like a tuck and roll out of the way. Or possibly even like train in poisons, being able to identify poisonous and venomous creatures and plants. And, if you're able to find something poisonous or venomous, be able to get some poison from that, and then once a day be able to apply like a poison to like one weapon attack.
Okay.
So there's some ideas I had on my own. You don't have to answer right away. If you want to spend some time thinking about that, we can definitely do that. But I'm going to go ahead and change your sheet to a level 1 thief.
Yeah. Da-na-na-na.
Boom, there's your thief sheet. All right. So now we can go ahead and move our birth augur in there. So yours was armor class as well. So I'll go ahead and move that over to birth augur. Languages, you would know common. And with a negative to your intelligence, you wouldn't really know any additional languages currently.
Yeah.
All right, now we can go ahead and start doing all these other things. So, a thief, you will have level 1, still plus a 0 to your attack bonus. Your crit die becomes a d10, and that'll be on table 2. All right, your luck die becomes a d3. And your saves, your reflex goes up by 1, so now you'll have a +3. Oops.
Like it's still showing me as the level 0 character
Click out of your character sheet, like close it, and hold on. Let me finish up here really quick, and then I'll close out.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I have it open currently. All right, your fortitude goes up to +1, and your will is +0. And then for your thieving skills, you are chaotic.
Yep.
So for chaotic thieves,
Backstabby thief.
you have a +3 to backstab. Your sneak silently is a +3. Your pickpockets is a hide in shadows is a +1. Your pickpockets is a +0. Your climb shear services is a +1. Your pick lock is a +1. Your find trap is a +1. Your disable trap and forge documents are +0s. Your disguise self is a +3. Read languages +0. Handle poison +3. And cast spell from scroll is a D10. All right, awesome. You are level 1. And whoops, I didn't mean to click on that, but that's okay. All right, go ahead and a thief. Gotta remember what die you get as a thief.
6, I think.
I think that is correct as well.
Oh, this is the big one, guys.
That's wizard.
Please don't be a 1.
Oh yeah, thief is second. Thief is second in the book. So thief is a D6. Go ahead and roll me a D6, and this will be +0.
I'm terrified. Here we go.
6.
Yes!
Nice.
Oh, right. So good.
You are up to 8 HP.
Awesome.
All right. So you spend your time feeling like you're getting pretty good at these dodging across the ropes, getting good at your backstabbing abilities. You practice, you get a lock that you have, and you practice picking the lock, using all these tips and tricks that this shady figure in the tavern had given you, and feeling like you're doing pretty good.
Awesome. That feels good.
All right. Initiative stays 2, speed stays 30, and I think that is it for the thief. You got all your stuff leveled up.
I'm a thug.
All right. So next, Hundo.
Yep.
All right, Hundo, leveling up as a warrior. I'm going to make your warrior sheet really quick.
All right, I'm back.
Okay, perfect. All right, so Hundo, what are you doing? You do know that there are a couple different adventurers in the town. I think you were told that, let's see, it was the Singing Lantern Tavern in the Old District, that central district, is run by a man named Dalmar. He's a human male that's a retired adventurer, and in his tavern has an exotic taxidermy collection of, different beasts and creatures that he slayed while he was an adventurer. You also know that the Captain's Wheel has like thugs for hire and things like that. And I think I had one more.
The Captain's Wheel is not quite a thieves guild. It's just sort of a burgeoning.
Yeah. And
is that where I went to, Captain's Wheel?
Yes. You also know that there is a retired, captain of a city guard that lives in the town as well.
All right. Well, the city guards are probably more lawful in outlook than I am. And I think I'll just follow, my farmer's my buddy, and I don't mind being associated with his company. So I think I'll do my training with the thugs at the Captain's Wheel.
All right. So you head over to the Captain's Wheel as well, trying to find someone. Roll me a quick personality check.
Ooh.
Which I know isn't too good for you.
No. Yeah. Or, I'm sorry, I did that in the wrong place. I'm sorry.
All right, so a 9, and
yeah.
That is an 8 total. Perfect. Okay. Barber, really quick, go ahead and roll me a D100.
Oh boy. Here we go.
9. The man you trained with, his name is Cambalio. I'll type that into the chat really quick so you have it.
Okay.
So that is for the barber. That is the name of the man that you trained with. Hundo, go ahead and roll me a D100 as well. Wow. 8 and 9, huh? Rolling low on those D100s.
Yeah.
All right, the man you're training with is Athelstane. All right. So you find a man. Your name is at least somewhat known in this tavern. You've probably been here a couple times yourself as a mercenary and such. So coming in here, being a bit gruff, takes you a little while, but you do find someone that is willing to train you. But he says it will cost. So he tells you that basically he'll train you, but it'll be basically 5 silver per week, and you need to train for a month, so 4 weeks. So it'd basically be 20 silver.
Okay. Well, surprisingly, Hundo can afford that. He's got 4 gold, I know, plus silver, so he can afford that trading.
All right. So then with that, you can go ahead and we'll roll up your basic stats, and then we'll role play your training after that. So go ahead and roll me a D12, as the warrior gets a D12 for hit dice.
No whammies. No whammies. Oh.
I'm gonna re-roll once. Anybody who rolls a 1 on their hit die is gonna re-roll. So re-roll that one time. If you get a 1 the second time, you're stuck with it.
That's fair.
All right, you got your 1 out of the way, and a 3.
That's great.
So a warrior with
a D12.
5 hit points.
Hard to be a fun. Yeah, not very impressive.
You do get to go up 1 from that, though, because you're a modifier, so that puts you at 6.
That's not
6, you can generally take a single hit with a 6 at least.
Yeah.
All right.
The old man has more HP than you.
All right. Then the warrior, your bonuses that you get are your reflex save goes up by 1, so +1. Your fortitude goes up by 1, so your fortitude is now a +2, and your will stays at +0, so you're still at -1. All right, your attack becomes a D3. Your crit die becomes a D12, and that is on table 3. All right, we'll pull your birth augur over here. Your birth augur was struck by lightning reflex saving throws. So right now you have a -1 to reflex saving throws.
Yeah.
And then let me make sure your hit to attack bonus is set correctly. I know for the warrior it's a little bit differently. I got to make sure I do it correctly. So configure. That is going to be roll per attack, I believe, is how we want it. Okay, I'll go to your equipment, and your 2 hit is plus configure at AB. Okay, so it's at attack bonus +1. So let's see if that works. Strength +1. That's a 17. It did not roll the D3. Okay. So configure, roll per attack, save config. All right. So that gave you a 19 plus 1 is 20 plus 3 should be 23. Okay, I don't need the +1 there, I don't think. The warrior's a little bit more difficult, and the dwarf is the same. Okay, so that time I rolled a 6. 9 plus 1, 10. Yep, perfect. Okay, so we got you rolling correctly. Dice for damage was a 5. So it did not add the D3 to your damage. Because I got to do the @AB there as well. Okay, so damage was a roll of a 7, 8, 9, plus 1. Okay, now it's working correctly. Okay, we got that weapon correct. All right, for your short bow, it is the same at attack bonus, damage 1d6 plus at AB. All right, those should be working correctly. Oh, I rolled you a crit fail on that one, but it did add the 2, so that is working correctly.
Get him out of the system.
And yeah, that looks like it is 4, 5, 6. Yep. Okay, that is correct. Okay. Then outside of that, your language would be common as well, and again with your intelligence, no additional languages for you. Your threat range is a 19 to 20, so you crit on a 19 or a 20. And at level 1, you can pick your lucky weapon.
Let's make boy, that's a tough one because I think I'd still like to upgrade to a longbow. So I think I'll go with a longsword for my lucky weapon.
Longsword? Okay. That is committed. Just to let you know, you have a negative to your luck modifier right now. So you'll have a negative 1 on attacks with longswords.
Got you. Ooh,
Oh, no.
I considered that. I better switch that to the short bow then.
Short bow? All right.
Yeah.
But if you do get your luck modifier into the positive, you'll have a plus with your short bow in the future. All right. I think that is it for the basics there for your guy. All right. So to train, you end up going off with this thug. He has a house that's just on the edge of town near the woods. He takes you into the woods. You guys do some fighting and some training. Do a little bit more at his place as well, back in his yard. Might even bring in a couple of his buddies to spar with and things like that. Some of the ideas.
Yeah, he goes.
Oh, go ahead.
Sleeps with a few farmers' daughters in the barn. Gets into some fist fights.
Right, just to get some practice in. All right, did you have a theme?
Stamina training?
Did you have a theme for your character that you kind of had an idea on? I do have some ideas for some bonuses that you could get from rolling.
Well, I guess I think of this guy as, as a chaotic thug. He is basically an enforcer for, dwarvish bankers, thieves guilds. That's kind of how he's made his money. He has a very small circle of friends. He's got this one niece up in that wood town, but other than that, he is not a big social guy. He is, he's the guy you want to bring in when you need somebody beaten up.
So it sounds like kind of you're more leaning towards like a barbarian type of feel, just a straight up brute brawler fighter.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna do yours, and then I got to go back to the barber because I forgot to do his rolls. So one of the ideas I had that kind of fits that kind of idea is if you roll high enough, you can get once per day shake off 1 D die of damage. As you level up and you want to keep doing this, you could possibly increase that to once per fight and then possibly even once per round as you get to higher levels. So basically it'd be if you take damage, you could roll your D die and reduce the damage by that D die once per day.
Nice.
So that's kind of like that kind of barbarian shake off the damage kind of thing. So with that then, go ahead and roll me a stamina check. You want to roll an 18 or better. And no luck modifiers on these ones.
But a stamina modifier?
Yeah, you had the stamina modifier. So yeah, just click on your stamina. It'll roll it for you. Oof. You feel like you do pretty good, but are unable to gain the benefit through your training with these guys. You take a bunch of hits, but are unable to learn how to kind of shake that hit off yet. All right. But you get to level up, get all of your skills. Everything is in there correctly, and that is how you spend your month back in town.
Okie doke.
All right. You can choose a title for yourself and all that kind of stuff if you want to. Okay, so Barber, back to you. What specifically would you like to try to do to increase your character? Your specific training.
Yeah. So it all depends how we're gonna do the backstab. So I would typically do a sneak silently check to qualify to do the backstab.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, just try to hide yourself. Could be hide in shadows, could be sneak silently, depends on what you're doing.
All right. Maybe in that case, I'll do hide in shadows because as a chaotic thief, I'm never gonna be that good at it.
Okay.
Whereas my backstab and sneak silently are gonna go up pretty high naturally.
All right.
And I got a +1 right now in hiding, so maybe I'll take that up to a +2.
Perfect. All right. So what you're doing then is, in between your training, you spend some time at night just following people, trying to stay in the shadows and hide from people. A couple times, you get spotted and take off running and stuff like that, and people are like, who the heck was that? But you spend some time at night trying to, sneak from shadows to shadows, trying to stay out of sight and like follow people to kind of train in that skill. So go ahead and roll me a hide in shadows check. Again, you want to roll an 18 or better.
All right. Yeah, I think that works too for my character because I'm still looking around for anybody who's reporting to the order or snitching on people, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
All right. But nat 20.
There you go. You got it. So by the end of this month, you feel like you're able to follow people and dart from shadow to shadow, staying quite hidden. So your sneak in shadows or hide in shadows has gone up to a +2.
Love it.
All right. Good time for that nat 20. All right. Moving down the line, we are on Willow Tree. Levi. You are leveling up as the elf, so let me go ahead and configure your sheet to an elf.
Willow Tree would like nothing more than to become an elven knight. Lifelong goal.
All right, so focusing on the fighting over the magic for your abilities. All right.
I didn't have magic as an option really, but he's really into being an elf, you know what I mean? So magic's kind of part of that.
Yep.
But definitely a knight,
all right.
Type guy.
Perfect. So let's go ahead and get your character sheet updated for your basics here. So your reflexes go up by 1, so you're up to +2. Fortitude goes up by 1, so you're +1, and your will goes up by 1, so puts you at +0. All right, your attack bonus is a +1. Your crit die is a d6, and that is on table 2. All right, and an elf's hit die. You are a d6, so go ahead and roll me a d6. A 6, nice. So that puts you at 9. All right, we'll get your birth augur tossed in here. So for you, it is spell damage, the Raging Storm. Languages, you would know Common. And with an 11 intelligence, you would know your racial language as well. Okay. Going over to Elf, your spell check will be your intelligence, which is +0 plus your character level, puts you at a +1. You have a +4 to find secret doors. You can take some time to pick a patron because you automatically get patron bond.
Oh, the King of Elfland.
Okay.
Of course.
So patron spells. Oops, not patron spells. Actually, yeah, patron spells. Get invoke patron, right? No. That's under basic spells. Here we go. All right. Invoke patron and patron bond are in your inventory now. So you're going to go with King of Elfland.
Yes. It's all about being an elf.
All right. right. So for you to level up, you definitely you can focus on the warrior side of it, and find someone in town to train you in specific warrior skills, or you can
Right.
seek out an elf that could possibly help you with both the magic and the warrior skills.
I'm gonna try to seek out the elf. That's what Levi would do.
Okay. Go ahead then and roll me an intelligence check as you spend some time trying to find someone adept in town that is willing to train you. Ooh, natural 20.
Hey.
There you go. You searching around don't find anyone specifically in town, but you do get word of a ranger, a hunter basically, that lives out in the woods to the east. Go ahead and roll me a D100. A 63. The person training you is named Sakumbi.
His name?
Sakumbi, it's in the chat now.
Okay, good.
All right, so that is the person that you find. You head out into the woods and you find them, and basically they have a little hut out in the woods, built into the side of a large boulder, basically. And you can see like some skins hanging outside. The roof is almost made from a bunch of like skins of different animals and stuff like that. That he's built this shack all by himself. Go ahead and give me a personality check really quick.
Oh no. Hey, that's bad though.
Oof, rough. So with that, then he is unwilling to train you for free, but he is willing to train you. So basically, it'll be the same, roughly 5 silver per week. If you can't afford that right now, he can put you basically into debt.
Okay.
So it looks like
I
right now
have
you have
5 silver.
yeah you have copper too, and 10 copper is 1 silver, so you have 10 silver technically right now.
All right. I will trade for as long as I can afford and then go into debt.
Okay, so you are at negative 10 silver currently, and you got 3 copper pieces left.
Hundo's going to cover that 10 silver so he doesn't go into debt with this guy.
Hundo covers it. All right. So then,
Aw.
0 debt. All right.
Thank you, Hundo.
So you
Childhood friend.
spend your week out there training. You wanted to train specifically more on the fighting over the magic side of it. So what we're going to do, some kind of ideas I came up with here are for the elf. You can basically train in casting with armor on to reduce the armor penalty to your magic casting. You can train to sneak silently, kind of similar to a bard and stuff like that. Or you could train like once a day to call upon your patron to give you insight into an enemy. Something like you would pick what you want to learn about them. So it'd be like either their weaknesses, resistances, their AC, their HP, any special abilities they might have, etc. You can ask me a question about what you're fighting against, and your patron will give you insights into that enemy. Or like the wizard, or like the warrior. I got a bunch of stuff up there. Could be like once a day at the start of combat, swap 2 friendly characters' initiative. So if you have somebody that wants to go first and they roll terribly on initiative, you kind of do like a battle command and swap their initiatives.
Right. I like the spell cast with armor thing.
Okay, so you train casting in armor, so you do focus on a magic a bit while you're going through this this training for a month with this person.
So yeah, when I think about it as helping my fighting too, because then I can wear better armor.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
Yep. So right now you have padded armor, so that doesn't currently have a penalty. But
Right.
So right now, if you
Thank
do
you
do
for the
this,
future.
go ahead.
Sorry.
Okay, I was gonna say right now,
Just thinking-
since you have no negative to the penalty, I would give you basically 1 additional plus to the bonus, and it would just swap out once you go forward.
Thank you. Yes, that sounds great.
Okay, so once you get forward and get some better armor, it'll reduce your penalty. All right, so with that then, go ahead and roll me the. I guess this would actually just be a straight up spell casting. So go ahead and roll a spell check for me as you train to cast in armor.
Just roll a d20 then.
It's a d20 plus 1 because your spell check currently is plus 1.
All right. Great.
Oof. Yeah, not having gotten too familiar with magic yet, you know, he trains you by putting like heavier armor on, stuff that would give you significant negatives. And, you know, you go through practicing casting a few spells and things like that and can't seem to learn how to cast with the armor on any better. So unable to gain that benefit.
Oh, well.
All right.
I mean,
Then the other thing we need to do is at level 1, you will know 3 spells. This guy can train you in those spells. Do you have a preference on what kind of spells those are?
not really. I guess I should just do.
You want to roll
I mean, I
random?
guess being a warrior tap, maybe. Yeah, just do random. I
Okay.
like that.
Not a problem. We will go random then. So with that, they have the rollable tables up above the chat. On there is a table 5/8 wizard spells.
Yeah.
And you get to do this
You're
3
brave.
times. You'll have 3 level 1s.
So I just hit the dice or what?
Yep.
Thought I did. I'm hitting the dice, but it's not rolling.
All right, maybe something's being a little bit slow for us. Go ahead.
Wait, I see.
Oh, you got it?
At the bottom. I didn't see the thing at the bottom where it says roll. I was trying to do it.
Oh yeah, if you're in the rollable tables and you have this table 5/8 to the right, there's a dice. You can just click straight on it and it should roll for you. Okay, so your first spell you learn is mending.
Cool.
So he teaches you how to use magic to mend small mundane items back together. So that'll be like your first week is learning to mend together small pieces of fabric or small pieces like a glass back together. He breaks a ceramic mug and you learn to cast the magic to bring the mug back to pieces. All right, go ahead and roll again. Your second is find familiar. So he takes you
cool.
out into nature to try to learn to commune with nature. You spend some time looking through different creatures and different things to try to commune with different creatures to be able to find your own personal familiar. All right, go ahead and roll one more time. And lastly, Magic Shield. Hey, not a
Nice.
bad mix there.
Cool.
All right, and then lastly, he teaches you by firing basically blunt arrows at you to be able to cast this magic shield and block these attacks from hitting you.
Nice.
All right. We can role play since you do have Find Familiar. You can do that now, or you can wait some time prior to trying to cast that first familiar.
Let's wait just a little bit.
Okay.
Let the other characters do things.
Then last things we need to do for your magic is your Mercurial Magic for Find Familiar, Mending, and Patron Bond. So go ahead and open up your character sheet and go to Elf Spells.
I don't have a spells here. Still just got.
Okay, let me close out and open you back up. All right, do you see the elf? Is your character sheet the elf sheet?
Let's see now. No, I just got
Okay.
occupation.
Go ahead and do me a refresh. Just refresh the browser for us.
Okay, yeah.
Barber and Hundo, were your guys' sheets correctly updated?
Yeah, I had to refresh the browser and then
Okay.
it was there.
Perfect.
Yeah, now it's there.
Okay, so click on your elf spells. For Find Familiar, click on the little edit icon.
All right.
And then down at the bottom of the description, you'll see Mercurial Effect, roll. Click on the word
All right.
roll, and it'll roll your Mercurial Effect.
Nice.
All All right, planar blink. After casting the spell, the caster unpredictably blinks in and out of this plane of existence, granting a +4 bonus to the wizard's AC at a
nice.
cost of -4 to all the wizard's attacks. The effect lasts for 1 round per spell level. There is a 1% chance per spell level that the wizard does not return from his involuntary jaunt across the cosmos.
That's
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
All
That's
right.
mending.
That is for Find Familiar.
So
In the
just
middle of a
So-
fight, go looking for an animal friend.
down the line.
All right. Next, go ahead and do it for Mending. You skip Invoke Patron and Patron Bond. Okay, so never mind. Do Magic Shield. That's the next one down.
Okie doke.
All right. For that one, Luck Distortion. Luck Distortion. For 1d4 rounds following the spell, the wizard suffers a -2 penalty to all rolls.
All rolls is
All right.
Great.
And last, you're Mending. Planar Blink on that
Same
one as
one.
well. All right.
what I do.
Mm.
All right. So for those, I mean, that's actually kind of helpful too, because you can just mend something in the middle of combat to get your AC bonus. All right. So through this casting too, you guys spend some time, a lot of time in his hut, because you don't want to be casting magic and stuff out and about in the wilds.
Right.
The Find Familiar you feel is more of a communing with nature kind of thing, so you guys can do that out in nature, and it's not too bad. You guys look like more religious through that kind of casting than magic, but the Magic Shield and Mending you do kind of in secret to keep it hidden. But there you are. You have your skills, you have your spells, and everything is up and ready to go. You are a level 1 elf, and you've gone through your
The
month.
chances
Yay!
the chances are this guy is eventually just going to blink out of existence. So right,
Right?
Good.
You're gonna lose the character because he just disappears across the cosmos somewhere and can't get back.
he's got 2 different spells that blink him out of existence.
Wouldn't be the first character that got trapped in another realm.
Nope.
Yeah.
All right, on to Pin. Pin, what are you liking to do? I'm gonna get you configured up to your level 1 dwarf sheet. So if you refresh browser, you should see your dwarf sheet now. Let's go ahead and get your stuff in here. So your bonus is a D3 as well. So configure, roll per attack, configure, go to your equipment, change your hand axe to hit is at attack bonus. And your damage is 1d6 plus at attack bonus. Same for your sling.
Oh, my character sheet looks cooler now.
It does, doesn't it? All right, let me make sure your hand axe is working correctly. So we rolled a 4, 5, 6, plus 1 for strength, a 7. Perfect, that worked. We rolled a 2 for damage, plus 2, plus 1. Perfect. All right, your weapons are rolling correctly. All right, the dwarf. What die do we get for the dwarf? Is that a 10? Attacking dwarf is a D10. So go ahead and
Yeah.
roll me a D10. Two. So you are up to 7 hit points. 8, because you have a +1 to your stamina. All right. Your movement stays 20. Your initiative stays +0. Your crit die goes to a D10 on table 3. All right, your reflex save goes up by 1, so you're at +1 for reflex saves. Your fortitude goes up by +1, so you're +2, and your will save goes up by 1, so you are +1. Languages, at a 10, you would know Common and Dwarf. And we'll move your Birth Augur over here. Your Birth Augur is Charmed House, Armor Class. You currently have a +0, so your armor class stays as is. Let's see. got that correct. All right. So for the dwarf, you have a shield bash, which is same modifier. You're at AB. Actually, shield bash, you're usually going to do second. You're not going to do that first. So I'll leave the modifier to the shield bash as a 0 because whatever you rolled for attack, that uses the same deed die. 5 added 2. Okay. 1 and then plus your shield. Okay, that should be looking correct. Okay. I think that's it. You have a lucky weapon. You have a lucky mod is +0. So do you have a lucky weapon you want to pick currently?
Yeah, my lucky hand axe, since it killed some great rats.
If you plan on upgrading the weapon in the future, you could pick a different weapon, like maybe one that you trained with but weren't able to afford to buy currently, like that kind of option too.
Okay.
Because just choose it now and it stays this forever.
Oh no, maybe I'll wait then. Yeah. So.
You choose it at level 1, so you got to choose something.
Oh. Okay. Well, I don't. Wow.
I'll give you a little while. You just let me know by before the next session. And for Hundo, same thing for the warrior. If you want to think about it and pick your weapon in the future, you definitely can do that. So just by the next session, you need to know. Okay, so our dwarf, how are you training to level up? I had a couple extra things for you as well that I had thought of for the dwarf. So not only does he have kind of the same idea as the warrior, some of those skills and things like that, but the dwarf again could do the once per day shake off a deed die of damage. I had train with the shield to increase the shield bash die. So right now the shield bash die is a D14. So possibly train to get that up to a D16. You could spend some time with a smith or somebody else, like maybe even working on it yourself, to modify your shield with maybe like spikes or sharp edges or something else to increase the damage of your shield bash. Train with your shield to receive a deed die worth of protection against like area effects, like learn to stay behind your shield for area effects. Or possibly train in smithing to be able to like repair weapons out in the field. Basically, it would give you a like I kind of put it as like a D15 smithing check to repair one weapon a day. And that'd basically be like repairs like 1 point of damage. So like if a weapon takes damage and does less damage or does less for their attack bonus, you could repair that weapon out in the field. So those are just kind of some of the things I thought of. Do you have any ideas of what you would want to do?
Yeah, no, I actually like the extra protection against area of effects.
Okay.
I have a feeling we're going to get into some of that.
So you're going to train with your shield to gain some protection against area effects. So, all right. So for you, who would you like to train with? Again, there is a retired adventurer named Dalmar. He runs the Singing Lantern Tavern. You also know that there is a male dwarf. His name is Baldwin, and he runs the Inn of the 5 Points in town. There's always the Captain's Wheel, where thugs for hire are. Or anything else? Any other ideas for you?
I'm gonna train with the retired adventurer.
Okay, so you go over to the Singing Lantern and find Dalmar.
Yeah.
So again, for him, go ahead and roll me a personality check. Nice. With a 20, you tell him a couple stories, and it kind of gets him excited, thinking back to his adventuring days. And you can see he walks with a bit of a limp, and he tells you that he used to adventure. He had a party of 5. 3 of them died in their last outing into a dungeon that was filled with undead. This was, about a week's travel east of here. And he mentions a guy named Brother Taubert. were the only two to successfully get out. Brother Taubert, being a cleric, was able to keep him alive and help him get out, but wasn't able to fully heal his wounds. So now he has this limp, and that is kind of why he retired. He didn't feel that he was, he would be a risk to people if he were to go. So that is why he no longer adventures. But, you telling him a couple stories and what you're looking to do, he gets excited and he decides, you know what, I am going to train you at no cost. So it'll take a little bit of time. He still is running his tavern, so he's like, come by in the nights. We'll have a session first thing in the morning, early at before the rooster crows. I need you at my spot so we can do some training. Then I'll have to run my tavern for the day, and then at night we'll train a bit more. So he spends the month training in mornings and nights with you. So go ahead and roll me the d20 as you focus, or this is going to be basically, give me a strength check, as this is training to take damage, holding your shield up and protecting you from things. 17, just not enough. You feel like you're doing pretty good. You're blocking a lot of stuff. You feel confident, but not quite enough to gain that bonus. Very close. But you feel quite accomplished in your training with Dalmar. Yep, Dalmar. So Dalmar is the name of your trainer. And his name is also in the notes for Ravenswood, because he is the owner of the Singing Lantern Tavern. All right. I think that is everything for your character that we needed to go over. And we are good. You are a level 1 dwarf, ready to go back out on adventure. All right, Violin, we are up to your warrior. So let's configure your sheet.
Okay.
Oops.
Go
ahead.
Over to.
Really quick, go ahead and do a refresh on the webpage. That way, when you click into your character...
Oh, I think I'm here now.
You're good? Okay, so when you double-click on your character token, do you see the warrior sheet?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. All right, let's get your basic stats out of the way, and then we'll do roleplay up your training.
Alrighty.
So your attack bonus is 1d3. That is your D die. Your crit die is a d12. You'll roll on table 3. Again, it'll do all that stuff automatically for you. Your reflex...
Oh, wait, so like roll crit, or...
Yeah, if you roll a crit, it'll automatically roll on the crit table for you. So you don't have to worry about it.
Alright, so roll d20.
No, don't worry about it right now. You're good. Don't worry about it right now.
Alright.
Alright, so your reflex saves go up by 1, so you're a +1 on reflex. Your fort save goes up by 1, so you're a +2 on fort. Your initiative stays the same. Speed stays the same. Go ahead and roll me a d12 for your hit dice. Uh, 10, not too bad. Puts you at... you have a +1 to your stamina, so that puts you at 16 hit points. All right, definitely throw that guy out in the front, right? All right. With that, your languages, you are going to know Common, and that is it, as you have a negative to your intelligence. You probably don't know how to read or you don't know how to necessarily write it, or possibly not even read it, but you speak it just fine. All right, your luck score is armor class as well. So once you get up to a positive luck score, you could possibly gain some additional AC. All right, going to the warrior, your crit range is a 19 to 20. Do you have any idea what you want your lucky weapon, your primary weapon, to be?
I think I'll go for javelin. Or, no, not a javelin, but a lance.
Like a lance? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And with that, let me make sure your equipment is all going to work correctly. So this is at a B. And your damage for your staff right now is 1d4 plus at AB. Okay. Oops, I did not roll that correctly because I forgot to configure. Roll per attack.
So 1d4.
I got it. Hold on. I'm going to make sure it rolls right. There you go. Now it's rolling correctly.
Yay.
Oops. No, it's not. It rolled a D41 for damage. That is not a D41. It's supposed to be 1D4 plus at 80. There we go. There we go. Rolled a 1 on the D die, so plus your strength modifier gives you a 9 to hit and a 5 points damage. Perfect. Okay, that's working correctly. All right. I would say, too, with your just having the staff, we'll worry about you guys buying equipment and stuff afterwards. Okay, so
Yeah,
as
right.
you level up, what exactly would you like to train to focus in? Do you have a theme for your character?
Yes, so I'm trained. While I am a chaotic person, I do hate impreciseness, and I hate how like clumsy I was with my staff. So I would like to train under, believe it or not, like a warrior, not a warrior, but like a knight or something like that.
Okay, so somebody to train you. So there is a retired captain of the town guard. So this guy used to work in the actual like main city on the coast as a city guard captain. So go ahead and roll me a D100 to learn his name. That is a 63 as well. I think a 63 was one somebody else got too. So this guy's name is Prospero. So I'll type that into the chat right
Prospero.
now. Yeah. Prospero is the name of the retired city guard captain. Go ahead and roll me a personality check.
Personality check.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Oof, natural 20.
Hell yeah.
So this guy's been looking for something to get him back into, fighting and training. He's been kind of training on his own. The town guard here aren't really all that adept, and he's been looking for someone that he can kind of, mold. He's looking for that raw piece of clay that he can mold, and he sees something in you that he can definitely turn into something, a mighty warrior. So he is willing to train you for free.
Alrighty.
With that, training training with the Captain Guard, I think gives you kind of that battlefield awareness, maybe battlefield command type stuff. So again, some of the ideas for you could be once a day at the start of combat, you can swap 2 friendly characters' initiatives. So again, if somebody rolls terribly on initiative and we think that they should move first, like maybe you want your warrior or your dwarf to move first to get into a position to kind of like block the enemies, or you want, your wizard to go first so that he can cast a spell, whatever that happens to be. That would be something you could do. You can double your initiative bonus once per day. So right now your initiative bonus is +1. Same with you, Hundo. I forgot to do that for you because you add your level to your initiative bonus. So you could double your initiative bonus for 1 combat a day. You could do once per combat, command an ally to move up to half their movement speed. So again, like in the middle of combat, you can command someone on your team to move half of their movement speed out of their initiative. So kind of a strategic type of idea. I have one here for add a reaction. So once per combat, you can react to position yourself between an enemy and an ally who is about to be attacked. So as one of your allies is about to be attacked, you can use your reaction to position yourself in between and try to block that attack or take the hit.
Alrighty.
So those were kind of my ideas. Any idea what you would like to do for your specific training?
So my specific training, well, I like to learn tactics and just getting in touch with like lance, parries, stuff like that. And at the end of my training, or wait, are we not at the RP section yet?
Yeah, this is it.
Okay, so at the end, when I've like been far enough in my training to where I've at least landed a hit on my master, I will say, for a years, decades, a decade almost, I was an indentured servant with no name, no title, not even my gender was left unscathed. But now, I can finally reclaim those, and as I grow stronger, my names and titles will increase. From now on, I shall no longer be a nameless servant. I shall be known as Dave.
Dave? All right.
Yep, Dave is my warrior name until level 2.
All right, perfect. Okay, so for that then, you want to do like battlefield command kind of and tactics and stuff like that. So again, you want to try to like
Yep.
be able to position an ally. Do you want to swap initiatives? You want to be able to position yourself as a reaction to block damage for an ally.
I would say go for initiative, because that'd be really, really helpful.
Okay, you said double the initiative?
No, I
Or,
said
or
like
swap.
swap
Oh,
initiative.
swap initiative? Okay, so then for that
Yep.
then, go ahead and give me, this is going to be a personality check.
Alright. Holy crap.
There you go. You get that ability then. Rolling a natural 20. So this is going to be, I'm going to rely on you to remember this stuff, but I'm going to put it in your character notes at the back of your character sheet. I will just copy this over. Once per day, you can, at the start of combat, swap 2 characters' initiatives.
Oh, you already wrote that. Alright.
Yep, I just pasted it in there. You're good. All right.
Alright.
So your master is pretty happy with your training there. Prospero feels that he has done a good job with you for this month of training, and is ready to send you out to put your skills to use and gain in strength, and come back and train with him some more in the future. All right.
Alrighty.
Moving on to Pete. Let's change your sheet to the cleric. So if you refresh, you should see the cleric sheet now. Pete, let's go ahead and get your cleric abilities in here. So for the cleric, your attack bonus stays the same, but your crit die goes up to a D8, and that is on table 3. Your reflex goes up by 0, so stays at 0. Your fort goes up by 1, so you're +1, and your will goes up by 1, so you're +2 on will saves. A cleric, I believe, is a D10. Just
No, eight, I think.
D8, yeah, D8. So go ahead and roll me a D8. Nice. 8. +0 on stamina, so that puts you at 10 total. All right. Not too bad, not too shabby. All right. Then with that, got your hit dice, your crit table, all that. So your birth augur, you were conceived on horseback, mounted attack rolls. You got a +0 right now too, so nothing there. You will know common. Again, I would say you can spend some time possibly learning to read. Writing will take you longer, but you at least speak the language. All right. We'll go over to your cleric here. Your spell check is your personality modifier, which is +1, plus your level, so you are at a +2 for your spell check, your divine aid, your lay on hands, and your turn unholy. Turn unholy, you also add your luck modifier, but currently you have a +0, so it stays at +2. All right. Do you have any idea which deity you would like to pray to? You know that in town there is the main temple to Garon, which is widely spread, the main clergy throughout the entire region. Up in the north, there is a temple to Dianther, the dwarven smithing kind of god. You know that to the south, there is a small temple to Shul. And
Yeah, it's okay. Dainthar.
Danthar? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So Danthar will be your main. So Danthar. Oops. I think I spelled that right. All right. N-T-H-A-R. Okay. That all looks correct and good. So you can head up to that temple and go ahead and roll me a personality check to see if there's anybody that's willing to train you. With a 9, so you do find that there are several clergy in here. Some of them look like they would be willing to train you. With a 9, they probably go about they say about 3 silver pieces per week. If you donate 3 silver pieces per week to the temple, then they will train you.
Yeah, I'll go in debt too.
Okay.
Whatever.
So right now that puts you at 7. We'll say 7 silver pieces. You'll need 3, 6, 12. So that'll put you in debt by 5. So -5 silver pieces is where you're currently at. All right, and as you go through the first couple weeks, they spend some time with you, and they are willing to continue training you as long as you bring another 5 silver pieces back to donate through your adventures. All right, so some kind of ideas I had for the cleric. Again, you can follow a lot of kind of like the same ones as like the warriors or anybody who is a similar type of class. You don't have to worry about armor penalties because the cleric doesn't suffer armor penalties to their magic casting. But some additional ideas I had for the cleric is basically a character level times per day, add a d3 to your lay on hands check. Character level times per day, add a d3 to your turn unholy check. Train in minor smithing, which would allow you to use like a small stove and mold that you have, and you would have to carry on your person, so it would take up inventory space. But this would allow you to melt down precious metals and basically use the little mold that you have to turn them into holy symbols for Dianther. So this would basically work as you sacrificing gold or silver in order to reduce your disapproval in the field.
I like that one.
Any idea? You want to go with that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's thematic too. So.
Yeah. So as you train here, there is almost like a blacksmith attached to this temple, where they basically will repair tools and things for the local craftsmen and farmers and stuff at a very, very low price, much less than the blacksmiths would. The blacksmith makes more higher end stuff, weapons, all that kind of stuff. They basically spend their time repairing tools for those who are less fortunate and can't necessarily afford to buy new equipment. So you train with them, and they train you how to use this small like field forge. It's basically this small ceramic pot that you can put your coin and stuff into, and you put it over a small fire, and it'll melt it down, and you can pour that into these small molds to make little holy symbols, basically. So for that, then, that would be basically an agility check with your hands to do this kind of stuff. So go ahead and give me a straight agility check. 13. You feel like you're learning it, but not quite getting the handle on it enough to be able to excel with using this forge out in the field. You can choose to bring it with you or not, but not going to be able to gain the benefit from that currently.
So sorry, do I own this now, or is it part of the
They let you basically borrow it, kind of idea. So they're not going to charge you for it, but you do have this small little smithing. It's basically a smithing stove and mold.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if I can continue to practice with it, I'll take it with me. Otherwise, I'll just leave it here for the next time I come back.
Yeah, I could say you could probably continue to practice with it, with going throughout. So, all right, then with that, we are on to your cleric spells. So a cleric will know 4 level 1 spells. So the temple here will start training you. So what we're going to do then, you can go ahead and roll on the cleric tables unless you had a specific kind of like theme for your character that you wanted to follow.
Yeah, I kind of did. As kind of a support cleric, so somebody that's just gonna, like, mainly I was just gonna look at blessing and holy sanctuary.
Okay, so we'll toss. They'll teach you blessing. They will teach you holy sanctuary, and then you get 2 more spells outside of that.
I mean, the other ones I don't mind. I think we
Okay.
can just rule those ones.
Okay, go ahead and go to the rollable tables. You'll see a little dice next to table 5-9. Just click on the dice for the quick roll, and it'll roll it for you.
Oops, wrong table.
All right, so that is going to be a detect magic. And go ahead and roll one more time. Oh, you already have blessing, so roll again. Darkness. All right, and you have darkness. Those will be your 4 spells. You don't have to worry about mercurial magic as a cleric. So those are the 4 spells that this clergy here in this church is able to train you in. All right. With that, you guys have all leveled up to level 1. So as we complete your month of training, is there anything else anybody would like to do?
I think so.
Nope.
I'm gonna save up my silver and try to get some thieves' tools at some point.
Okay. I know that possibly I know the warriors, so violin or Dave now. I can change your sheet to reflect that as well. So your token identity is Dave. All right. You just have your 1 staff right now. Looking at weapons, they are relatively not cheap. So looking at that, you wanted to focus on kind of like the lance or pole arms and stuff like that?
Yes.
All right. Let's see, going down to I think the cheapest one here for a longer type of weapon like that. A javelin cost 1 gold piece. A spear cost 3 gold pieces. Right now, again, you can put yourself in debt if you need to. You have 5 silver pieces, so you're basically 5 silver pieces shy of being able to buy a javelin.
All right. So the cheapest weapons are spear and javelin.
Pretty much, yep.
All right. Hold on a second.
A javelin is a D6 and a spear is a D8. I'm sorry, the spear is 3 gold pieces. Did I say 2? A sling is 2. So you couldn't put yourself in debt if you'd like to, or possibly barter the locket that you have.
That is true. Hmm. Do they have any scythes? Or wait, no, I don't have proficiency in that.
No, you wouldn't.
All right.
Yeah, I would say for what you have, the best you could hope to purchase right now is the javelin would be one where you could probably, with the locket and your 5 silver pieces, be able to get that without going into debt. If you wanted to upgrade to a spear, you'd probably go into at least 1 gold piece of debt.
Okay. So javelin is D6, spear is D8.
Yep.
How much is the locket worth?
It's about 5 silver pieces.
Oh, okay. So I'm a little surprised that the spear is as much as 3 gold compared to other things, but I think I want my party well armed. I guess I'm gonna buy her that spear, and we'll figure that out later once we actually start garnering some gold for the party.
Okay. So
Yeah.
that is 3 gold pieces for the spear. I'll go ahead and throw
Yeah,
it in
now
your
I'm figuring
inventory.
low. I've got 1 gold plus. Check here. Did I hear that the cleric was going into debt on something too?
Pete went into debt slightly. It was, I believe, 5 silver pieces.
Let's see what I got
It's okay. I'm not going to accept any charity for this. I need to hold my deity effort anyhow. So
Okay.
All right. So now Dave has a spear and a staff. So you have both. The spear can be used as a ranged. Actually, no. The spear is not a ranged weapon. The spear is an in-hand fighting weapon. All right.
Yeah, I think they'll also go for the spear. That's the D8, right?
Yeah, that's what he just bought that for you. So
Oh,
you don't have to worry
oh,
about
well,
going
alright
into
then.
debt. He bought it for you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Any other equipment anybody wants to buy or barter or do anything else with right now?
Uh, can Well, I don't think I'll barter just yet. Can I ask about my armor thing? Like, did it have an insignia on it or anything, or was it just a plain leather
I'll let you.
shoulder pad?
I'll let you think that up. The shoulder pad itself. The shoulder pad is it's like a black tanned leather, and it has like it's like studded around the edges of it, and it basically goes from like basically your collarbone down to like your elbow. But it's soft leather. Doesn't seem to have any specific insignia to it. It looks like possibly this would go over a cloak or something else that like somebody who was affluent and had a lot of money would wear over a nice outfit and things like that. So it's more for looks, but it looks real nice.
All right.
All right.
I would like to attempt to sell. I have a small hammer from being a squire, and I would like to sell that for the 5 silver pieces
That
or
is
whatever
fine.
I can get from it, just so I'm not.
I would
so broke.
say minus 1 silver piece. You could sell it for 4,
Thank you.
as it is used. But it's a hammer, so it's not too worn.
Awesome.
All right.
Quite-
So with that, you guys are in town. I believe you guys still have some rumors and things that you are aware of that you've heard. There is a notice board. So in Ravenswood, there is a notice board with some postings. Currently, there is a farmer complaining about his crops being ruined and livestock being terrorized at night. There is another sheep herder complaining that he's had 3 sheep killed in the past month. Seems to be killed by a pack of wolves. The Temple of Shul is looking for someone to find some special waters from a spring, a natural spring, in a cavern nearby. And let's see, what else is going on in town that you would see on the notice board? I think those are the main ones that you see right now. And then of course, you know that the bandits are still up to the north. So with that, that is where we are going to finish today. It is 10 o'clock, so we are at our end time. And the new session has been posted, so those of you who want to continue on our adventure next week can go ahead and sign up for that. Again, if you're not able to make it, it's okay. We roleplay that out. We're just fine. And then over the next week or so, think about what your character wants to do. Again, I'll post the questions so everybody can reply to them, and we'll go forward from there and plan our next session.
Awesome.
Awesome.
All
Love
right.
it.
With that,
Thank
I'm
you.
going to go ahead
This
and
is great.
cancel or stop the recording. Thank you for watching episode 2 of Stories from Valtara. If you are enjoying this series, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.